Subaru Outback, built to take you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. Add in their amazing staff and incredible service department, and you'll understand why love is what makes a Subaru a Subaru. But the only way to know it's the one is to come in for a test drive. Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard in Duluth, or start shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. The 3 p.m. hour is presented by First Liberty Building and Loan.
President Trump's take on the first 100 days. On Lisa Brady, Fox News, just telling reporters he's either done everything or is in the process of doing it. He says the border is in great shape.
I would say that was my number one thing. The economy would be certainly right up there, and I think it's doing great. We were losing billions and billions of dollars a day with trade.
The president says he thinks the U.S. will have a deal with India as talks continue with multiple countries. He also just confirmed an easing of some tariffs for automakers, saying he didn't want to penalize companies if they had trouble finding parts supplies during what he calls a transition period. He's also offering reassurance about Republican lawmakers coming together on tax cuts and spending cuts.
Oh, I think they're going to be all aboard. I think the Republicans are really with us. We have the big, beautiful deal. It's moving along, and I think we're going to have it taken care of. I think they'll all be there.
President Trump says he had a good call with Amazon chair Jeff Bezos, and that Bezos did the right thing. This after reports the company was planning to list tariff charges for certain products. Amazon says that was never an approved plan and is not happening. The president's heading to Michigan for a rally as Democrats slam his first 100 days as disastrous. American consumers remain concerned, with consumer confidence slumping for a fifth straight month in the Conference Board's index, lowest level since the start of the pandemic, and job openings fell in March to just under 7.2 million vacancies.
However, overall layoffs declined by 222,000. Overall hires held at 5.4 million, and total separations were little changed at 5.1 million, suggesting stability in the labor market right before April's tariffs were unveiled.
Fox's Jenny Cosola. An hour to the close on Wall Street. The Dow's up 350 points. America is listening to Fox News.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Look out. It's only me. A little discombobulated today for a lot of reasons. We'll get to that later. In the meantime, with Pete Davis, sidekick, producer, and sports raconteur extraordinaire, the mechanical mangler and the controls, it's Flounder. And it's Tuesday. Holy smokes, how's it going? It's good to be here. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. I'd love to have your phone calls about the first 100 days of Donald Trump or everything else. In fact, we have a lot of weird showbiz, crazy stories in the news. And even a guy taking the selfie over the massacre is a sort of a strange...
He didn't know he was doing it.
No, it was totally innocent. And, anyway. So you got a billion things. First of all, Pete Davis, what's new the last 24 hours here?
I was accosted by ducks this morning, as usual.
I saw the video, but they looked like they were mostly peaceful. And then, you ruffled their something happened.
But the worst thing was, I got a little bridge I go over leaving the house.
Yeah.
and there's a guinea on the other side of the bridge.
Now, let's not make fun of our Italian friends. This is not the kind of thing that we really want to...
I can't believe
Be
you went
very
there.
careful, my friend.
But anyway, this guinea's looking at me, and I'm looking at it. It's a standoff at the bridge. And so I start going forward, and he basically bridles up and charges me.
Charged with his feathers going?
Yeah, he's going right at me, and he stops in the middle of the bridge. I go, no, we're not doing this. So I rev the car, and I charge him, and he gets out of the way this time. But that sucker was challenging a 3,000-pound car.
So we're talking about this is a guinea.
One guinea.
Okay, now there are people who don't have any idea what you were talking about, which is why I thought you were making.
It's a gray chicken.
Okay, all right, and are they a wild bird like turkeys?
No.
Wild bird. Somebody owns it like a pet.
Yeah, because you get the eggs from them. They kill snakes. They're good to have around.
Okay,
They're just dumb.
So they can raise them and eat eggs. Okay, well, I didn't know that. I mean, I've heard of the guinea hens, but I didn't know that they're a separate thing.
If you think a chicken is dumb, a guinea makes chickens look like Einstein.
Really? Well, and now see, that's not good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so luckily you came out.
I came out unscathed.
And the Flounder and Mrs. Flounder, what's it's 24 hours, sir? Everything, any new wonderful...
No, same as yesterday. All is well.
Oh, so there you go. All right, sir. I really hate to ask. I have to ask him every day because one day he's going to trick me. One day, I swear to God, he's going to... Well, I got up this morning at 8:15 and son of a gun, oh, my God. He gets up a lot earlier than that because I'm feeding him stuff at 5:45 in the morning, and he's getting it to get ready to print. So anyway, all right, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going here? 404-741-1230. A lot of things going on today, including a couple of bizarre things. Two things. I did put a video on Facebook and YouTube this morning. In fact, I love going through my scrapbooks. My kids have made scrapbooks for me. My mother made scrapbooks for me, stuff like that. And I had took a video of some famous people that I've run into that I have in one of my scrapbooks, including G. Gordon Liddy. And the picture of him sitting on my Harley back in, had to be like 1982, maybe, 83, maybe. So we were more than 40 years ago, and G. Gordon Liddy, I almost couldn't say it. I was doing an interview, which I was feeding to ABC News in Chicago, and I met him. I said, well, I'll just meet the crew there, send the minicam over there, and I met him on my Harley. I felt like riding my Harley to work that day. So anyway, and so he saw it, and says, oh, yeah, cool. And he hopped right on and says, oh, where's the key? I'm going to take this for a little spin. I say, no, or not. Yeah. G. Gordon Liddy want to try to take my Harley for anyway. So that's, and he'll be in a part of the news thing today. And by the way, I left it home. I was kind of joking at the beginning of the thing. I'm for some reason, I'm very discombobulated. Well, there are a couple of reasons. One is my ear rockets are now going bad. And the left one totally died. And in fact, the weird part is on my hearing aids, my ear rockets, I call them. There's a little tiny metal piece which actually has all the sound device, electronic stuff inside it, and it's covered by a little rubber pad, a little tiny rubber pad. And so, and this morning when I was taking a shower, of course I don't wear hearing aids in the shower, and so when I come out, I looked down at I'd had them in the charger, and I pulled the left one out, and the pad was gone. It had stuck in my ear. Whoa. So I'm trying to dig it out with a pair of scissors. That's really, I'm not making this up. So I'm trying to dig it out with a pair of scissors, and I can feel I'm kind of digging in there pretty good, and I think, well, this ain't working. So then I called the hearing aid place, and then I called, and they couldn't get me right in. Asked if I could come in this afternoon, and I explained, no, I couldn't do that. So they're, well, hell, now the other one's going bad. I said, when it winds down when the battery's going. Anyway, and that's the right way, but still. Anyway, so I said, well, what the hell, I'm going to go to one of those dock-in-the-box places. So I drove around, I found someplace in Wellstar, and so I went in, I put my hearing aid back in my ear, and a lady at the front desk, and she said, what can I do for you? I said, well, I got my hearing aid stuck in my ear, and I pulled the thing out, and the rubber piece had come out on the metal tab at the end. So I wasted all that time, and I still got to get a repair. I mean, the wonderful people at Hear USA are getting them repaired, sending a replacement right over the phone. She said, we'll get you a new pair. So anyway, it's taken. But in the meantime, I can't hear worth a crap, and I got so discombobulated by running around stuff. I left my history and birthday stuff home. But I have most of it captured on my phone, so I will be able to give you your history and birthday list today. Oh, never mind that, Mr. No Talk, but no sound, Mr. Either.
Well, no, because Pete went to use the restroom, and he came back, and I was in here doing some work, and I had randomly looked up, and I see you go, God.
I was very upset.
And then Pete walks in, and I go, you're about to get it, so let me know what happened.
I don't want to go in there.
I was very upset. Anyway, but I'm happy now, and they took care. I'm sorry, but it's just, I can't, and it's like I said, I was telling Pete, the lady said, well, can you come in this afternoon at 3:30 or so? And when I was retired, I just said, sure, be great, appreciate it, have a nice day. And I got to go take care of my eyes one day. I spend half a day driving out of the doctor's. I'm fine. I can't do that anymore. So
that's what senior citizens do. They go from doctor to doctor.
Yeah, and I've got like 3 things that I'm doing, and I can't do them. I can't do them. I mean, it's anyway. So I'm just. And again, I'm happy to be walking around upright. Honestly, I mean, seriously, think about it.
You're like a
60 years of
a zoo exhibit. We can just sit in the other room with the lights off so you can't see us.
I'm a test subject.
And we'll monitor you.
Just observe.
I'm a science project.
Yeah, I'm sitting there with a little notepad. What's he doing now?
Well, he can't move his left arm. It's the
earwax problem again.
Oh, God.
Everyone, look, he's moving.
I mean, it's just, I was, what a roller coaster of them. And it's just, I'm such a head case anyway. But things like that just send me into a complete emotional tizzy. And I'm thinking, well, how am I going to get that damn thing out of my ear without going to and then it's just, it's stupid. Anyway, sorry. Okay, 3:11. We're going to do one lead story that Pete found for me to cheer me up, which I thought was very amusing. We'll lead off this. Also, we got more Bill Belichick stuff we'll talk about. I'm telling you, I don't like that girl. I do not like that girl.
You would if she was right here.
No, I honestly, we would not get along. We would not get along. Anyway, and also, and his friends are worried about Bill Belichick, too. Plus, Beyonce. Have you heard about Beyonce's got an issue now? And by the way, wait to hear how they describe her in this article about the fight.
Huge.
Well, you'll hear what they're going to say. Also, Donald Trump's 100 days, and a couple of things. We got stuff on that. We got so many other things. But first of all, I know I got to slow down. I'm looking at the clock, and I should not look at the clock. We'll get it all in.
That's what she
yes.
That's what she said.
Maybe you might take a couple of trips.
We're going to take our time. Take your time.
What are you doing later?
We're going to get it all in.
Start without me. Okay. So there's this guy down in Florida, Tampa Bay area. And there are more than a dozen women real estate agents who have now been warned, watch out for this guy's trick. He apparently is a sweaty guy with a mullet, and he shows up at open houses and real estate places where lady realtors are there on the job.
That doesn't narrow it down in Florida, sweaty guy with a mullet.
Yeah, good point. That's how they describe him, it says here. And so apparently the one lady says, here's what happened. Her name was Angela. She said there are at least a dozen other females I know about this creepy guy. She said she met the guy at the house. He looked around the house, asked some questions, asked me to show him the backyard. So I showed him the backyard. Then he proceeded to tell me that I had an ant on my foot. And I started hopping around trying to figure out where the ant was. I didn't see an ant, but he kept telling me that it went right behind my shoe. And so he started to unbuckle my shoe and caress my foot. The old ant on the foot trick.
Is this Southside Steve?
The old ant on the foot trick. To get close to women's feet. It's his go-to move. Other women say, oh, yeah, he pulled that with me, too. Here, let me brush that off for you now. Oh, boy, what do you got there now? Oh, my God. Oh, God. So they put on a safety alert for real estate agents in Tampa Bay. I mean, holy crap. Report any suspicious activity. Stay vigilant. Oh my good Lord! And again, I mean, if you think, if you're lucky, if you think you have a girlfriend and she has pretty feet, and she looks pretty in high heels, whatever. But for some creep to have a real fetish where anyone's feet are there, oh God, it must be horrible. I mean, how disgusting lumpy, crusty. Oh, God. Oh, man. Anyway, poor bastard. I feel sorry for guy. I seriously, can you imagine being that much of a creep? It's like guys trying to get, do shots with cameras on their shoes.
I don't
and
understand
stuff.
that. That's,
creepy. Lord. Anyway. All right, boys, 3:14. There's our Tuesday start. Pray for
We got off on the right foot.
With the right foot, ladies and gentlemen. We're going toe-to-toe with the rest of you right up till 6 o'clock. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Flounder's funnies, Pete's tweets. And we have special live entertainment.
That's true.
Coming up. Shall we do it next?
Sure.
Let's do it next. Flounder, you ready? We're next on special entertainment here. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Look out.
Step right into it.
Start your day with Tug and Los on the Morning Extra from 6 to 10. Then it's Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck at noon, and the Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. And hang out every night for Jesse Kelly at 6 and Jimmy Fela at 9. And stream it all live in crystal clear HD on the Extra 106.3 app.
Yeah, that would be us. That would be we. 3:15, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And I started smiling again every time I get ready to talk about Dina Giesler, Dr. Dina, my dentist. Atlanta Smiles is her name of her practice. I started smiling because it's really a pleasant experience. The son of a gun. Again, what's today? Yeah, it was yesterday. And again, I had a little thing going. I can see it in the thing. I had a little thing down below there on the right. And AI technology, all the modern stuff to design this little thing there for me. And I mean, it's just, and the human touch, of course, these people are so wonderful. And Dr. Dina I've known for 30 years. Dr. Dina Giesler, former Navy officer dentist. And so just for because you do it, veterans got 10% right off the top. Tell them when you call. I'll give you the number here in a second. Whether it's veneers and cosmetic things or cleaning, routine stuff, taking care of your gums, bridges, crowns, a whole deal. You worried about implant stuff, you ask about that. I mean, she got all the modern stuff, all the modern technology, and it's the people there. And there's another guy dentist there, but I'm telling you, it's the women in her office. They love their country. They love what they do. They're happy. They're smiling. They're just the nicest folks you ever met. It's like going to a spa where they were. And don't forget the little doggy to take a nap in your lap. Her name is Zsa Zsa. And it's the darndest thing you ever saw. Anyway, it's a wonderful place to get your teeth and gums taken care of. Dr. Dina, and here's the number. Tell them your veteran deferred discount. 404-262-7733. They have your smile waiting for you. AtlantaSmiles.com.
Want the truth about shopping for new floors? Big box stores might have flooring departments, but Empire Today has flooring experts. There's a huge difference. At a big box store, you might be getting help from someone who's in flooring today, but was stocking toilets yesterday. With Empire, you'll work with a dedicated flooring expert. We bring the store to your home, help find the right floors for your lifestyle, and answer questions. All while you view hundreds of samples with your own furniture, decor, and lighting. You'll get an all-inclusive price estimate and can schedule installation as soon as the next day for in-stock styles. That's Empire's Home Floor Advantage, working with experts who specialize in one thing: flooring. For a limited time, use code RADIO to get $500 off your contract of $3,500 or more when you call or visit EmpireToday.com. That's $500 off with code RADIO. You know the number.
800-588-2300
Today. Offer may not be applied to sales or combined with other coupons, discounts, or savings. Terms apply.
Kevin McAlpin here, alongside Evan Ward, host of North Georgia's Retirement Game Plan, heard right here on Extra 106.3. And Evan, one of the most common questions financial advisors get is, can I retire now? Obviously, this can apply to folks who want to retire early or those who are 65 or older just wanting to know if they've done enough saving over the years. So when a client calls, when they stop by your office, how can you help them determine if they are able to finally retire?
That is the number one question that we get the first time somebody comes in our office. How do I even know whether I've got enough to get where I need to be? And I think my industry does an awful job of giving you at least the right facts to be able to make that decision. How do I know? Now, the actual creation of an income plan that can take the stresses and the risks and reduce any kind of concerns that you have in retirement, that can get pretty complex. That's why you have a person like me on your team. But the actual knowing whether you have enough to be able to retire is a pretty simple formula that we'd love to share and be able to show clients, hey, you're in a good spot, or no, you're not in a good spot, but if we do these things, we can get back on track and retire ahead of schedule or on your schedule that you want. And that's what we focus on. That's our primary concern when somebody walks in our office.
If you are wondering if you can retire, well, that's why you got to pick up the phone and call Evan and the team at Atlas Retirement today. They're going to give you a complimentary review of your savings and investments. That number is 678-736-7799. 678-736-7799. Or get more details anytime online. It's atlasretirement.net. That's atlasretirement.net. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
When you hear the term living better, what do you think about? More money, bigger house, maybe a yacht? Or do you think how you feel physically, how you wake up every day, how you sleep, what activities you can and can't do? When you feel good, life is good. It's easy for us to take our health for granted until we can't. I came to that reality when I started feeling pain every day at about 45, and I started to lose hope until I found Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, it doesn't just mask the pain temporarily. It helps reduce or even eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. Give their 3-week quick start a try. It's $19.95, less than $1 a day, and it takes one phone call, 800-4-RELIEF. That's 800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're hurting in 3 weeks or even days, Relief Factor can give you a chance to rediscover the true meaning of living better again. ReliefFactor.com. ReliefFactor.com, 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Giddy up, go, little darling.
Roll me up and smoke me when I die.
Oh, my God.
No, thank you.
I appreciate it. I'm good. I'm good. Anybody? Yeah. Well, yeah, don't let your little boys grow up to be cowboys or whatever. When I Die. Willie Nelson, 2 years ago, celebrated his 90th birthday with the first of 2 concerts at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles. Guest performers for Willie's birthday included Norah Jones, The Chicks, Emmylou Harris, Neil Young, Stephen Stills, George Strait, Sheryl Crow, and Snoop Dogg, who joined Willie Nelson on the duet Roll Me Up and Smoke Me When I Die, which you're listening to right here. So.
Just look them in the eye.
Oh, my God. Is that Snoop there talking with Strait?
I ain't leaving, so don't sit around and cry. Just roll me up and smoke me when I die.
I'll be damned. Willie Nelson. He's got his own weed now, doesn't he? I think he has his own company.
Oh, they all do.
Yeah, I guess they all probably do. Our birthday list includes...
Strands. Can't remember, they're called strands.
Strands of
marijuana.
How do you know that?
As Kimmer likes to refer to them as bakeries.
Well, now, wait a minute. Hold everything. Ixnay on the Auking Tay of the Old K for the Equal Pay Auking Tay of the Ordering A of the Anak Pray.
When's the baker get in?
There's no bakery around here. Yikes.
How those cupcakes come along.
News. And now the birthday list. Uma Thurman is 55. Black Mamba and The Bride in the Kill Bill movies, which I've got them on my DVR, so I don't have to record them again. But I've watched parts of them over and over and over. Uma Thurman, 55, and also she was in the what was the John Travolta one and the guy with the snakes on the plane one?
Pulp Fiction.
Again,
Dangerous Liaisons was that when she.
That's another one.
Appeared on the scene.
Yeah. Uma was bad. She's naughty. And on this day in 1429, the 100 Years' War, 17-year-old French peasant Joan of Arc leads a French force in relieving the city of Orleans, besieged by the English since the previous October. This is in 1429. When she was 16, voices of Christian saints told Joan to aid Charles, the French Dauphin, in gaining the French throne and expelling the English from France. Convinced that she was on a divine mission, Charles furnished Joan with a small force of troops. She led them into battle in Orleans as French sorties distracted the English troops on one other side. Anyway, she was unopposed at the Eastern Gate, brought supplies and troops into the city, inspired the French to a resistance through the next week, led the charge, skirmishes, and battles. On one occasion, Joan of Arc, as a 17-year-old, was shot and hit by an arrow. She dressed her wounds and went back to the battle. And the siege of Orleans was broken, and the English retreated. She had a number of stunning victories over the English, traditional city of Coronation, captured in July. The king was crowned King of France, Charles VII, with Joan of Arc kneeling at his feet. Leading another expedition, soldiers captured Joan of Arc, sold her to the English, who tried her for heresy. She was tried as a heretic and a witch and convicted and burned at the stake in 1431. Recognized as a Christian saint by the Roman Catholic Church.
She was basically betrayed by the Dauphin and the French.
Yeah.
They handed her over.
And she was, they said, well, they at first said she was the divine messenger.
And then she was a threat to him.
That's right. Yeah.
She was more popular.
She got him elected, or she got them elected or appointed, whatever it was. Yeah. Holy crap. Anyway, well, there's a little Joan of Arc story. 325, Cameron, Pete, and Flounder. Should we do a little cowboy here, Flounder? If at your leisure, sir. You got the keyboard ready? So, are you the narrator ready to go here? Or?
Oh, I am the narrator.
Oh, no.
But you have to do the Kimmer's Raymond, the intro.
You want me to do the intro?
You do the intro, and then I do the narration.
And now, another breathtaking edition of the Not the Kimmers Rainy Day Bad Text Theater Playhouse, with our pledge to bring a tiny ray of happiness into your otherwise dreary existence. Today's episode, Nurse, tell the invisible man I can't see him now.
The scene. A typical American doctor's office. The doctor walks in holding a chart. He has a serious look on his face.
Well, Mr. Peterson, I have your test results.
Mr. Peterson, pulling his pants up and laughing nervously, responds,
Did I pass?
You will soon.
What?
And scene.
Somebody call my kids. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another stellar edition, Pete Davis, of the Not the Kimmers Rainy Day Bad Text Theater Playhouse, bringing a teeny bit of joy into your otherwise miserable lives. From all of us here with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3, another day, we bid adieu until next time. 327, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Well done, boys. As always. Oh, mercy. You want to talk about the Bill Belichick thing?
Yes.
This is an incredible story. And I have two different versions. I saw these this morning, thought, oh my God, I guess this is now a thing. His girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, I don't like her. I'm telling you, she's trouble. And now, after they did the interview on Sunday morning, it was a CBS Sunday morning interview with Bill Belichick, and you called what happened was the guy, Tony Dokupil, Tony we'll call him, was interviewing Belichick, the famous coach, and he said, how did you guys meet? And then the girl his girlfriend, who's 24, he's 72, said, we're not talking about this, and shut it down. Well, it turns out now TMZ is saying, now, wait a minute, this happened a lot. And the guy, Tony, the interviewer, was spooked by the whole thing. It happened a lot. Even correcting Belichick when he was talking about football questions, she was correcting him on the sidelines. The guy said he was so shook up he tried to conclude the interview quickly. CBS executives had to get involved in editing, figuring out how to save the whole damn interview. There was supposed to be a second interview with Belichick, and it was canceled. Belichick was there to promote his new book, The Art of Winning, but no one else was with him. There was no reps from the company, nobody from the book outlet, nobody from his marketing team, because apparently she's doing everything. The CBS people couldn't believe it. He just showed up with her, and she's off, telling people what to do. There's a growing sense of problem with people at UNC, where he works now as their football coach. North Carolina are saying she's everywhere, man. She's a growing sense. She could be a serious problem. And after the excruciating interview, since she's almost 50 years younger than he is, this is a guy who's never been worried about anybody else and taking everything under his control. And now one other quick thing. Alarmed by the whole thing, now his insiders are saying Bill Belichick's girlfriend is a runaway train. They're talking to him about her, but very gently, because they know how deep in it he is. one of her girlfriends. She was
in a manner of speaking.
She was a beauty queen competitor. She was the first runner-up in the Miss Maine contest last year.
She's going to run again,
and she's going to do it again this year. And one of her girlfriends back then said she's smart, she's witty, she's driven. Clearly she's very smart and very well liked. And by the way, everybody around Belichick is saying the relationship is alarming and she is like a runaway train. By the way, there was a surprise that CBS kept that awkward scene in the interview, and the reason they did it was because it happened so often that they had to put at least one thing in to show that this is what's going on over there. Coach Belichick also has her copied on all the emails about interview requests, negotiations on documentaries, infomercials, commercials, advertising stuff. I mean, holy smokes! I don't know. What do you think?
I think she's like a remora, that little fish that attaches itself to the bottom of a shark and just lives off the whatever's coming out of the shark's mouth. I think she's a leech, to tell you the truth. I didn't at first. I was giving her the benefit of the doubt, but every time something like this happens, it just solidifies the belief that she is basically a gold digger. Maybe.
And there's, but the question of why wouldn't they talk about how you met? I mean, she allegedly met him on an airplane, and they talked, and he signed her book, and stuff like that. Yeah, that's pretty harmless. So and maybe they met on a swipe right or a escort service or allegedly some kind of a social media thing.
Yeah, why would she shut that down? It's a nice little story.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get it, and especially with him. I mean, I always thought him just a grouchy old, curmudgeonly old bum. Didn't want to tell just do this.
This is a story that's age-old story of the young girl latching on to the sugar daddy, and as he becomes more and more out of it, she takes more and more control, and then the rest of the family goes, "Wait a minute, what's going on here?"
Yeah.
But he signs over everything.
Yeah. Well, oh, man. Well, who's that? The big busty blonde who was with the billionaire? She was in the movie with
and then she died.
Police Squad and whatever.
I forget her name.
Anna Nicole Smith or something like that?
Yeah. Oh, man. Anyway, the story's exploding on social media and on the wires, too. It's all over the world. On Belichick and his girlfriend.
A lot of exploding going on in this.
All right, Kimmer Beef Flounder, 3:31. It's Tuesday. Join us if you want. We'll have a little time here on Tuesday. Look out.
Extra 106.3 has the biggest lineup of conservative voices all week, and we're loaded with live and local programming every weekend. The All Four Seasons Home Show, Back Your Blue, Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and NASCAR on Sundays. See the full weekend lineup at extra1063.com and stream it free on the Extra app.
Well, I bet you Belichick's got a good lawyer. If he doesn't, he ought to call David Van Sant. And I'm thinking, especially when it comes to traffic incidents and things like that. And again, when I go home every night, I go by this parkway, which has an entrance for a company that's very active. And I've seen so many wrecks out there, and I keep thinking to myself, boy, and again, I've had situations where if something happens and you will get into a big argument about who's responsible for what, have someone else do it, like David Van Sant. Van Sant Law. David used to work for the insurance companies, so he knows about their charts and their tables and their graphs. And we've all, thank goodness for insurance companies because we've all used them. They're an extremely important part for otherwise you're paying all that for yourself. Are you kidding? But they have their tables and they don't want to pay more than they have to. And that's where David comes in because insurance is complicated. And sometimes if you need an extra day or two for a rental or, the fender had to be brought in from soap. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that goes on. And you want to argue with them or would you like David to do it for you? And remember, he's working for you, and you're number one because if you don't get paid, he doesn't get paid. So it all comes out just fine because he tends to make them pay more than they want to. It's true, and you're number one. Put this number in your phone, so if something happens, don't get it. Take care of yourself, but don't sign anything till you talk to David. 855-GA-INJURY, and online, vansantlaw.com.
At 1885 Grill, escape your busy lifestyle for a meal-length vacation of the senses with a southern coastal flair. At 1885, we pride ourselves in traditional southern cuisine with an eclectic, house-made family recipe menu. Enjoy outdoor breezes, attention to detail, local ingredients, exceptional service, and a beautiful presentation. Check out 1885grill.com or call ahead for preferred seating now in Ackworth or Kennesaw.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 3 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffers from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. We provide testosterone replacement therapy, the P-shot, and treatment for ED, PE, and Peyronie's disease. There's not just one therapy that can solve these complex issues. When you visit our clinic, you're going to see me. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. 404-777-1911. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. 404-777-1911. Online at tbtofga.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. ATL Turf Co. provided a pet-friendly turf, so it holds up to dogs. My dog likes to have friends over, so when they run around, chase balls, they can skid on it, they can slide on it. Nothing ever happens to it. The transformation of my backyard just looks amazing. We've referred ATL Turf Co. to all of our friends and family. Check them out online at atlturfco.com.
You need a pre-owned car or truck, but you don't need the headache of searching for one. Spending hours calling dealerships, then spending half the day filling out paperwork.
Come on.
You need the Honest Car Guy.
Hey, this is Tom from the Honest Car Guy. We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly. We guarantee each vehicle we sell will come with a copy of the bill of sale, showing what we paid for it. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee. Guaranteed.
Get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
You heard the news. Newsmax just went public on the New York Stock Exchange and listed on the big board. Millions of Americans like you are joining our news revolution. Reuters Institute says Newsmax is one of the top 12 news brands in America. Even President Trump says it's terrific. 40 million Americans go to Newsmax, and its audience grew 50% since the same time last year. Millions really are making the switch to Newsmax. If you want to be a Newsmax share owner, call your advisor or get more info at newsmaxinvest.com. Stand with Newsmax today for a strong America. This communication is for informational purposes only and shall not be intended to or shall not constitute any offer to buy or sell securities, nor shall there be any sale of securities in any jurisdiction in which such offer, solicitation, or sale would be unlawful.
The Morning Extra, starting your day the right way. Weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m.
What we are doing is just saying, if you're going to come into our marketplace, you better treat us fairly. If you do not, these are the restrictions you're going to face. That's it. That's all. That's as simple as I can make tariffs.
I don't know how you can lay it out more simple than that. It's so easy to understand.
Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station is Extra 106.3.
I know what I think simple. I think the Morning Boys. They lay it out there simply for you as simple and easy as
Shots fired. What Adam 12? See the man.
No, but seriously.
We're on one big team here.
We're big team. In fact, I just found out the freaking new guy's apparently listening to our show. What the hell's all that? I don't like the sound of that.
He's got a note he wants to talk to you later.
I'm not trying. No, you got to keep it. I think they know the rule.
He said to bring all your stuff.
Yeah. He's going to better bring some friends.
Just one little note.
Yeah, he better bring the 5th Marines. Anyway. Here we go. This is Prince action here. I'm talking over Prince. I'm so sorry. 2016, 15 of Prince's albums made it into the British chart as fans rushed to buy his music after his sudden death in 2016. 6 of the albums were in the top 40. The very best of Ultimate and Purple Rain at 2, 3, and 4. Bestsellers because he had just died 2016. Wow, was that 9 years ago?
I know, it's weird, isn't it? How quick it goes.
Wow, 9 years ago? And the other one we just the other day, the Breaker kid.
Use your words.
Never give up. Never give up. I won't back down. Died. No.
Tom Petty.
Tom Petty. Didn't
Yeah.
he?
It's been a while.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hey, can I ask why you moved the Magic Markers away from me?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't. I'm very happy to bring them back to you, so you can sniff all you want. I got 5 of them today. I was trying the light blue one. That's a pretty color.
Royal blue.
Kind of a pretty blue.
Blue steel.
Our birthday list today includes Kate Mulgrew. Kate Mulgrew is 70. Captain Janeway on Star Trek Voyager. And Red, the kitchen trustee on Orange is the New Black.
She was in every show from the 70s and 80s. And my God.
Yep.
I never cared for her, though.
Kate Mulgrew, 70 years old. I never looked at her as a leading lady or anything, but I mean, I see her and I recognize her as an actress. Well done. And kind of a bizarre couple of historical things today. I almost hate to say. On this day, in 1945, concerned that the cyanide capsules that he and his wife Eva have been given to kill themselves might not work, Adolf Hitler tests one of his cyanide capsules on his beloved German Shepherd Blondie, and it worked. And then he knew that would work. So on the night of this last night, Hitler and Eva Braun got married. They met while she was an assistant to his official photographer. Eva Braun was a middle-class type person. She had no discernible influence on his career. And loyal to the end, she refused to leave the Berlin bunker buried beneath the Chancellery as the Russians closed in. And he apparently shot himself. Although there's another story that just
he lived
broke
10 years. Didn't he live 10 years somewhere?
Well,
in Argentina.
Argentina
just came out the other day and said they got pretty good. And who knows? Because they caught a bunch
that
of
gets them all the way out of Berlin and all the way up there. It's kind of hard to get him out of Berlin.
Yeah,
to get him through both the Allied or the Russian lines.
I know, but again, hell was Hitler.
He would have gone to Switzerland first, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
They would have snuck him out through there.
Isn't that where Mussolini tried to go? I think.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll do a little politics here. 341 boys. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? 404-741-1230 if you would like to join us, which would be a treat for us. Okay, here we go. The first 100 days. And by the way, I didn't even ask Flounder to get the soundbite of suspected child molester Chuck Schumer and all those other idiots. The former Speaker of the House, a black guy from California. What's his name? The former Speaker before this one here, the black guy from California. I can't remember his name. It's in there somewhere in my head. And they're both saying that this 100 days is the worst beginning of an administration in the history of America.
Yeah. Same thing, same words.
There's almost verbatim. It's the worst first 100 years of any president in American history. Oh my God!
They still think if they just say something, therefore it's true.
They say it out loud, which is, of course, is why people do a poll and they say, "How do you feel about Donald Trump's handling of the economy?" I don't like it, because I don't like. We're in trouble. It's all just feeling negative. So polls mean nothing now. Again, we'll get into that again. But anyway, for the record, here's a little bit of how the last 100 days have been viewed. First of all, Flounder, if you would, Speaker Mike Johnson, from a Republican from Louisiana, on Donald Trump's first 100 days.
It's been 100 days of a secure border, safer community, strength on the world stage, historic investments in American manufacturing, a return to common sense, and a more efficient, effective government. Americans have given the President, the House, and the Senate a sweeping mandate for bold change. And together with President Trump and the White House, we are delivering to the American people. America is back, and we're just getting started.
Well, that's Speaker Mike Johnson. He said, we've done that with arguably the smallest margin in the history of the Congress. Challenges every day. Been very rewarding to lead us through that. Donald Trump and Congress working together, passing the Laken Riley Act. He acknowledged there's a lot more to go. Donald Trump has issued over 100 executive orders. Democrats, of course, are saying that the Republicans have caved to Donald Trump, ranging from tariffs to government funding and stuff like that, which is nonsense. How about Senator Tommy Tuberville, the former football coach? Has been got elected in Alabama as the United States Senator. Tommy Tuberville. Here's what he thinks about the first 100 days. Flounder, if you would, sir.
100 days. What do you think?
A plus. What else can he do, Larry? They left it in a total mess. I was up here for 4 years of Joe Biden. They did not do one thing for the American people or for this country. They actually tried to destroy it, and everything went down. Now President Trump has got foreign wars. He's got deportations. The border, the tax cuts. He's trying to save the economy. What a total disaster the Democrats created, and they're on the steps of the Capitol, kumbaya and all this kind of stuff going on, and they make absolutely no sense of what's happened, and they don't know they don't have a clue how to fix anything, so they're just trying to create problems.
Oh, I almost had the former speaker's name. Oh, crap. Jeffrey. Somebody Jeffries.
Hakeem Jeffries.
Hakeem Jeffries, yeah.
He's not a former speaker.
He's the minority leader.
Yeah, but he was the speaker.
For a brief time, maybe.
After
he ran for it.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, former leader of the House.
By the way, those idiots sitting on the steps of Congress.
Spartacus,
they showed Raphael Warnock, and he kept checking his watch like Biden at the ceremony.
These guys are despicable. How long do I have to stay around here to pretend I support your stupid cause? To get those murderers back from El Salvador. Good Lord. And by the way, coming amazing technological advance, which I can't, the world's going to be a different place in a very short period of time. AI is just, wait to hear about that guy with ALS.
Wait till AI realizes that you or your parents or grandparents burned Cybertrucks.
Yeah.
Wait till that robot that's looking out after you in your old age.
No, we got you on our list.
Pillow
Pillow
to the face.
Too. Yeah.
Is this you, Dale?
Sorry about that pretty little wife you got there. 345, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Look out.
Need more than just headlines on your ride to work? Tug, Rhino, and Los have you covered with the biggest stories of the day and everything your co-workers will be talking about. It's the Morning Extra, live from 6 to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Got a to-do list a mile long? No problem. We've got the ultimate solution, our Handyman for a Day program. Here's how it works. You get a skilled handyman dedicated to knocking out your honey-do list. Paint touch-ups, drywall repairs, door adjustments, and much more, all done in one day. You want to jump into spring and not worry about your home? Call us now before the rush for your Handyman for a Day and call us at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day, the Trusted Toolbox.
Atlanta Braves fans, May is Military Appreciation Month and a great time to show your patriotism by purchasing a VIP table at The Warrior Alliance 4th Annual Veteran Impact Awards and Gala. The event will be held on Thursday, May 22nd at the Coca-Cola Roxy Theater at the Battery, Atlanta, and features dining, live entertainment, and Georgia-based veterans being honored for the significant contributions they are making in our communities. Purchase your VIP table today or make a donation at thewarrioralliance.org.
Not everyone who handles your personal information is as careful as you are, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the United States. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock will monitor hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. And if your identity's stolen, a U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com. LifeLock. For the threats you can't control, terms apply.
I want to break free.
Oh, we're on. Sorry. I know. We're good. We're right here.
We're laughing at you.
Yeah, I know. I'm here. Oh, my God. This is Queen. Why are you yelling? You don't have to scream. It's okay. We can hear you.
I've got to break free.
Oh, Queen.
God knows.
Yeah, okay.
God knows I want to break free.
2009, an anonymous Queen fan won a 2-hour, one-to-one guitar lesson with Brian May. He bid about $10,000 or almost $12,000 at a private charity auction in support of the Action for Brazil's Children Trust, of which Brian May is a patron. It was held at the exclusive Cuckoo Club, or Cuckoo Club in London.
Cuckoo.
Well, no, a cuckoo would be C-O-O-K-O-O.
No. A cuckoo is C-U-C-K-O-O. That's a cuckoo.
That's how you spell cuckoo? Yeah. Well, you spell cuckold the same way with an L in it, and you think,
why would you know that? By the way, how much did he spend there to do that lesson?
$12,000.
You could fly a Spitfire for that.
Well, a pretend one in a theater. After they drug you up and put a blindfold in, goggles on. You fell asleep. We put you. Yeah, here we are, ready to go, ready to take off. Oh, this is great. The guy's on the bed. Bending the wheel, the frame for you, making the wings move. got a whole screen movie behind you. Like, when you look at those old black and white movies now, with people running behind a car and something out the back window of those black and white films. My God. Anyway, oh Lordy. Let's see, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? Our birthday list. Let's do the. How about I barely remember Three's Company. I know they had the little what's her name who did the Thigh Master, and the guy who died, and all these people.
John Ritter,
Susan
Summers,
Suzanne Summers, and the dark-haired girl
Joyce
DeWitt, and there was apparently a guy named Larry.
Yeah, the neighbor. That was his friend.
Ah, okay. Richard Klein is his name. He's 81. He was on Three's Company. Larry and Three's Company. Richard Klein, 81 years old.
He was annoying. That character was annoying.
I don't remember much about him. Let's see. I got a little history thing here. I don't know why I'm so freaking farculated here for some reason. I don't know why. All right, well, I'll try to edit this real quick. This is kind of weird. The premiere of Hair on Broadway was on this day, 1968. As a pioneering, controversial musical, tribal love rock musical, burgeoning counterculture in the 60s, struggling with Vietnam, drug culture, sexual revolution. It was a phenomenon in so many different ways. It spawned a million-selling original cast recording, Aquarius Let the Sun Shine In for the Fifth Dimension. The New York Times reviewed the show Hair. You probably don't have to be a supporter of Eugene McCarthy to love it, but I wouldn't give it much chance among the adherents of Governor Reagan. Let's see, it was not a brand new show. Opened on this night, 1968, ran 40 blocks to the south. Hair was the first rock musical to make a play for mainstream success on the Great White Way. Featured much talked about scene at the end of the first act in which the cast appeared completely nude on the dimly lit stage. The show ran for 1,700 performances, earned Tony nominations, direction musical. Let's see. The New York Times wrote, Hair is in its proper context for darker, naughtier, and more richly textured sonic experiences of the times. You turn to the Doors or Bob Dylan or Joni Mitchell or Jimi Hendrix or Janis Joplin, all of them for an escapist dose of the sweet sound of youth, brimming with hope that the world is going to change tomorrow. You listen to Hair and let the sun shine in. Unquote, New York Times. So anyway, the Hair was, and boy, was that was a thing, and they were naked, and all those when they did shows. In fact, I remember that I didn't go to it, but I think I had a wife who did, or somebody, friends of mine who did, and they got naked in the local productions of Hair that popped up around the country.
Your wife did?
No, the people in the place. Silly rabbit. Anyways, that's cool. All right, 3:52 already. Holy cow. I wanted to make sure you got this. I mentioned earlier that suspected child molester Chuck Schumer and that guy Jeffries are both saying almost the exact same words, saying that this first 100 days of Donald Trump's administration is the worst, most disastrous 100 days of any administration in history. Unbelievable. And that goes along with what we're now finding out from Media Research Center has done a study of the first 100 days of Donald Trump's second term. They analyze ABC, World News Tonight, NBC, and CBS January 20th through April 9th. The Media Watchdog Group found 92% negative coverage of Donald Trump. 92%. It was even more lopsided than it was 8 years ago when he was relentlessly besieged with hostile coverage. 8 years ago, Donald Trump was about 89% negative. Stark contrast to Joe Biden, who got 60% positive. And by the way, as a news subject, Donald Trump had 1,900 minutes of news, and then the first time, and then this year he had 1,700 minutes of news compared to Biden's 700 minutes of news, less than half of what they gave to Trump. Tariffs, 93% negative. Government, 93% negative. Oh, check this out. Robert F. Kennedy's 89% negative coverage. Doge's Elon Musk, 96% negative. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, a 100% negative bad press from all the press. 100% negative. Not one good thing to say about Pete Hegseth.
Even though recruitment is up across the board.
I mean, it's just again. This is what they're facing. Anyway, all right, wash our ears out with this. This was really an amazing story. There's a guy in Arizona named Brad Smith, husband, father, and he has ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. He is now the third person to receive Neuralink, which is the brain implant made by that horrible Nazi endangered America, Elon Musk. He's the first ALS patient and the first non-verbal person to receive the Neuralink implant. He says, quote, "I'm typing this with my brain. It is my primary communication." He's completely paralyzed, relies on a ventilator to breathe. He's created a video using the brain-computer interface to control the mouse on his MacBook Pro. The video narrated by his old voice, which was cloned by artificial intelligence from recordings before he lost the use of his actual voice. He says out loud, "I want to explain how Neuralink has impacted my life and give you an overview of how it works." Lou Gehrig's kills nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord. Average life expectancy is about 3 years once you have it. Neuralink is about 2 inches thick. And this motor cortex, the part that controls the body movement, it captures neuron firings in the brain, sends signals to the computer. The AI process is connected to the MacBook to decode my intended movements in real time and move the cursor on my screen. It gives me freedom, hope, and faster communication to improve my life. I'm happy to be involved in something so big that will help so many people. He says, I don't know why God inflicted me with this, so I'm learning to trust his plan. He says, the ALS still sucks, but I'm talking about the big picture. The big picture is I'm happy. Holy moly. He's on a freaking ventilator, and he's doing things with his brain. It allows patients who are quadriplegic to control computers and mobile devices with their thoughts. They can use personal control over their limbs by using their thoughts.
It's so intricate.
We're here.
It takes robots to implant it. Humans couldn't do it.
Again, this is Elon Musk.
Saving the world.
This is the guy who took on the world and said, we got a lot of things we can make better. And now you freaking Democrats are they want to kill him.
So are Democrats going to set fire and try and throw graffiti on these poor ALS people?
Yeah.
Because they got an Elon Musk chip in their head.
One of my fun memes was they wish Elon Musk would do something to make Harley Davidsons better motorcycles and see if the guys try to take on guys at biker bars and start vandalizing Harleys at biker bars and see what happens here. Anyway, Kimber Pete Flounder, 357. Do we have Flounder's funny? I'm not sure how much time we have there, Flounder. We have not time.
When you go to see the doctor, you don't see the actual doctor first. You must wait in the waiting room. There's no chance of not waiting. That's the name of the room. The doctors are all back there. Well, we can't take them now. We've already got this room. And you sit there, you pretend you're reading your little magazine. You're actually looking at the other people. I wonder what he's got. That guy's a goner. Then they call you. You get very excited when they call you because you think now you're going to see the doctor. But you're not. Now you're going into the next smaller waiting room.
Yep.
Now you don't even have your magazine. Now you got your pants around your ankles. You're sitting on that butcher paper they pull out over the table. Sometimes I bring a pickle with me and I put it next to me right there on the table.
Butcher paper.
In case the doctor wants to fold the whole thing up for a to-go order.
I wonder what he's got.
Get your pants off and get in there and I will tell you what I think. Doctors always want your pants off. Take your pants off. Doctor would like to see you with no pants. Just get them off. It's my head. I said take your pants off.
That's Jerry Seinfeld, who is 71 years old today.
71.
Yeah. Yeah. And is he still married to that girl that
he stole? Yeah.
He stole from that guy from after his honeymoon. Jerry Seinfeld was at his exercise place, his workout place, and he started flirting with this girl who had just gotten married, had just come back from her honeymoon, and he started hitting on her and vice versa, and he married her.
I bet Jerry still thinks fondly back on
Shoshana Wanga Manga Gunga. She of the 44 Triple D.
Oh, she won that.
Okay,
she
42.
was buxom.
Anyway, good grief. All right, so it's Tuesday afternoon. How's it going? Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Our number is 404-741-1230, 1230 if you'd like to join us. We're just kind of goofing around. And we got a little Beyonce's in the news. Also, oh, man, we just some weird things. Kristi Noem's thief. God, what a pro.
Another illegal.
Unbelievable. Yeah. How unusual. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? Coming up at 4 o'clock right here.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
Automakers get a break. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. It's partial relief from tariffs.
Automakers that import vehicles will still pay a 25% tariff, but an order from President Trump will spare those companies other tariffs on things like steel and aluminum for the next 2 years.
It's giving them a little chance because in some cases they can't get the parts fast enough. So this is just a little transition.
President Trump says many of the automakers are planning to expand operations in the U.S. Still, there remains uncertainty about the impact of tariffs on the auto industry. GM says it no longer stands by a forecast for solid profit growth, telling reporters prior guidance cannot be relied upon.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. The president speaking just before heading to a Michigan rally, marking the 100th day of his second term. Also confirming he had a call with Amazon's Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos was very nice. He was terrific. He solved the problem very quickly. And he did the right thing, and he's a good guy.
The White House had criticized Amazon over reports the e-commerce giant was planning to list tariff charges alongside the price of certain products. But the company says that is not happening. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer says the Trump agenda has sent retirement funds and the stock market down.
Cost of groceries, up. Energy costs, up. Cost of clothes, of homes, of cars, up.
White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt.
The last inflation report showed the first consumer price decline since the COVID pandemic, a decrease in energy prices, and real average hourly wage growth.
Wall Street rallies, the Dow up 300 points at the bell. A U.S. embassy just confirming that Guatemala's foreign ministry computer system was hacked. They're blaming espionage groups based in China that hacking discovered during a safety revision by the Guatemalan government and U.S. Southern Command. America is listening to Fox News.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Look out now. Here we go. A little a bad moon there going around the bend or something. I guess probably. And it was on this day in 2003, the $5 million lawsuit against former Creedence Clearwater Revival leader John Fogerty. The lawsuit was dismissed after a personal injury lawyer claimed that he suffered hearing loss in his left ear from attending a Fogerty concert. How unusual. A personal injury lawyer would claim he suffered hearing loss at a concert by John Fogerty. The judge said the plaintiff assumed the risk of hearing damage when he went to the concert in the first place 8 years earlier. Nice try, buddy. Yeah, don't sit so close to the speakers, you freaking Nimrod. You guys watch Netflix stuff. There's a girl named Catherine Langford who's 29 years old, star of a Netflix series called Cursed. She was also Hannah Baker on the show's 13 Reasons Why, who left cassette tapes for people who hurt her feelings. You know, this Catherine Langford is 29 years old today. And on this day in history, and boy, do I remember this period, man. This was, in fact, I was here in Atlanta covering all this stuff, and I remember the time I interviewed Senator Talmadge and got him to tell me something he didn't want to tell me. On this day in 1974, Richard Nixon, President of the United States, announces to the public he will release transcripts of 46 taped White House conversations in response to the Watergate trial subpoena issued in July of 1973. Nixon explained that his reluctance to comply in the nature of the content he released. He said he had privilege to protect state secrets, and the transcripts were edited by him and his advisors to omit anything irrelevant to Watergate. He said committee members can review the actual tapes to determine whether or not the president omitted incriminating evidence. I want there to be no question remaining about the president has nothing to hide in this matter. I made clear there was no attempt at a cover-up. Well, he denied involvement in the burglary and infamously said, I am not a crook. They had the Watergate scandal. The Supreme Court rejected Nixon's claim of executive privilege in the end in July 74, ordered him to turn over their tapes. On one of them, Nixon is heard ordering the FBI to end its investigation of the Watergate break-in, which came to be known as the smoking gun that proved his guilt in the cover-up. He avoided a Senate impeachment trial by resigning from office, later pardoned by Gerald Ford for all offenses against the United States, which he committed or may have committed. So there you go, the end of the Nixon era. 405, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How you doing, boys? Everything all right? Mm-hmm. Good to see you. It's a happy sunny day. Sun's out and stuff.
It's supposed to be cloudy all day, but look.
Sun came out, and, this kind of time of year, you have occasional sprinkles, and it's hot. It's going to be in the 80s and stuff, so here we go. And we're still in April.
I know.
Not by much, though. I mean, I can't, oh man.
Still chilly at night up in the mountains.
That's definitely true. Let's see. A more kind of a showbiz thing here, if you don't mind. And by the way, Pete's Holy Crap at Sports coming up in the next hour. And the Braves come back, what, Friday?
Friday. Big the Dodgers. Yeah. That'll be huge. Huge.
That could be interesting. Let's see. Beyonce is having a problem, apparently, getting people to come to see her shows.
Putting the cupcakes down.
Beyonce, well, now see, I'm interested that you say that, and also when I saw the picture of her, here's the story. Beyonce has opening night of the Beyonce Cowboy Carter Tour at the SoFi Stadium in California, and the opening night at the VIP Lounge, a group of women, all dressed in denim and wearing cowboy attire, were brawling with each other as things got physical last night. They were screaming in each other's faces. People were trying to get them to stop, making their way to the exits. One woman in a button-down shorts and white cowboy boots tried to walk away. Some other girl swooped in and knocked her hat off her head and started hitting her. Another in a denim maxi dress tried to get between them, and that didn't work. Another fan came in and knocked that girl's hat off, charged at another concert goer, pushed her to the ground, started getting back on her feet when they shoved her back and kicked her. Another woman got involved in the fight. Holy cow. And these are all women who weigh about 400 pounds going at each other.
What's a common denominator here?
Yeah.
They were all black women of about 400 pounds.
Huge.
I mean, seriously.
One guy said, what's this, another Beyonce show? Apparently there's a problem. Nobody's sure what happened, but it was a Beyonce show, and women dressed like cowgirls and stuff. No one knows exactly what it started. And then, Pete, by the way, there is a picture of Beyonce. If you have a chance to Google something as we're speaking here, you should do it. There's a picture of Beyonce I guess was this from last night, or this may be in a different picture. But anyway, there's a picture of Beyonce in an outfit with that shows a lot of her boobs and leg parts and stuff like that. And here's what the guy who wrote this article says, quote, the Grammy Award-winning artist flaunted her fabulous figure in a pair of tiny denim shorts, which she teamed with a sparkling silver top and thigh-high fluffy leg warmers for the opening night of her tour. That's what this picture is, the opening night. She's enormous. I mean, she's sexy.
Yeah,
she's all woman.
She's a woman.
She's a more woman for me than I could handle.
She's twice the woman she was.
I mean, she's big. I mean, she's very buxom and well proportioned and everything. And again, we shouldn't be talking about a woman's figure.
Yes,
but
we
again,
should.
She's public. She's walking around like this in public.
She wants us to look.
Notice her. You can't possibly not notice her.
But you notice she's still good looking, but she's bigger than she used to be.
She's giant.
Much bigger.
Yeah, and there was a heartwarming moment when Beyonce brought her rarely seen daughter Rumi, who is 7, along with her, alongside her eldest child, Blue Ivy.
They didn't bring Ruthie?
Who was 13. I don't know of any Ruthie. Rumi and Blue Ivy. And Beyonce, man, she's a big show.
I think those women that were brawling were confused. They thought they were at the Atlanta Hartsfield Airport.
Apparently. By the way, Beyonce's calling it a flop tour, struggling to sell tickets. Yep. There were still 3,000 seats available at the stadium. And one person says apparently businesses or other people are scooping up mass amounts of concert tickets and trying to resell them at exorbitant prices, which is why nobody's buying them. But
that's the excuse.
That's what they're saying. I don't know if it's true or not. But anyway, Beyonce in the news for whatever. 410, Kimmer Pete and Flounder. You know, I still haven't seen the video. I saw a picture of the video, but I haven't actually opened up the video of the moment where a guy is taking a smiling selfie on a zip line in India, as unaware that there's a Kashmir terror atrocity unfolding below him that left almost 30 people dead. A tourist ziplining over the terror attack in India, completely oblivious to the carnage below. And this has sparked fears of a war between two nuclear powers, India and Pakistan. This guy named Rishi Bhatt, soaring over the scene of the mass shooting, killed nearly 30 people near Falagam, a resort town in the Indian-administered part of Kashmir. He was beaming in the footage as taking a selfie on the zip line, children joyfully bouncing on trampolines alongside groups of holiday makers, and then suddenly gunshots. Local news stations, apparently shooters took aim at the tourists close to the launch point, and he said apparently the zip line prevented him from being caught in the killing spree. Territory in Kashmir has been disputed between India and Pakistan since 1947, when the British used to run things there. India has identified some of the attackers as terrorists from Pakistan, and the majority of the dead were Hindu tourists from India. Witnesses said the gunmen, who remain at large, were ordering civilians to recite Islamic prayers, and if you could not recite an Islamic prayer, they killed you. Again, you know, it's just like
one of the things that's
Gaza. I mean, it's just,
they're going to beat India. India doesn't put up with any crap from anybody anymore. They don't have to. They're the biggest country in the world now. They're bigger than China in population. Yeah. They can just overwhelm you with wave after wave, like Grant did.
And by the way, Donald Trump, I don't know if it's official, but the hint was that India may be the first country he's made a deal with on tariffs and stuff.
That would be huge.
And by the way, if that's true, that would not only be enormous for that, but again, Donald Trump is not just talking about tariffs. He's talking about policies. He's talking about making it easier for us to do business in your country, making it, more profitable for us to be part of your internal whatevers. I mean, again, it's not just saying we'll do equal tariffs. That's only part of it. He's making people change their policies toward how America gets to operate in your nation. And if that's, they would like to be linked with us, especially times like this.
India's always been independent, and now they don't look at what the Russia. You kind of lean toward the Soviets. Well, not anymore. They don't lean toward anybody. They do their own interest. And if their own interest is us and not China, because they already have a kind of shaky relationship with China.
Right.
China's the past.
Right.
India's the future.
Right.
Especially that whole Southeast Asian region is growing, where China's fading.
Yeah.
So if India joins with us or is friendly with us, that's a great sign.
Yeah, that would be huge. And again, there's more on the tariffs, I think. I guess it's not official, but the indication was that it may be India, may be the first one to actually sign the deal, make the deal. And again, if these nations are like 18 or 19, I'm ready to do it. Apparently, man, would that be the next 100 days are going to be even bigger than the first 100?
Yeah, this is no knock on Finland or Scotland or something like that. If he gets India. To do the first one? Holy cow.
Yeah, that'd be. All right, 4:13, Kevin, Pete, and Flounder. Let's do Pete's tweets. You want to do some tweets?
Why not?
Let's do Pete's tweets next. Kevin, Pete, and Flounder on your Tuesday at 106.3. How you doing?
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
A couple of years ago, I remember some guy named Sean Hannity had a talk show somewhere saying that journalism is dead. I thought that was a bit much, but what I thought back then, as now, didn't mean that much. Later, I realized that he is dead on. The art of journalism, and yes, I studied it in college because I wanted to be a technical writer for NASA. You present facts in an objective and unbiased way so that people will have no idea how you personally feel about the subject. Now, look at journalism today. Donald Trump is deporting 2-year-olds. A blatant lie. He's a threat to democracy. On and on. May I remind you, please, or tell you if you didn't already know, that among the people out there who call themselves journalists, the reporters, the producers, the editors, over 90% of them, probably around 95 or 96% of them, voted for Kamala Harris. And they always vote Democrat. These are the people that knew damned well that Joe Biden was mentally incapacitated, that the commander-in-chief of our armed forces, the leader of the free world, had way diminished logical thought processes to the point that somebody else, we're still not sure who, was calling the shots for him. And our media did not let us know. They knew it and they hid it. We can't report this because it will hurt our Joe Biden and our chosen political party. So the message here is just remember this with every negative article about Donald Trump that you read, hear, or see in the media today. They're still at it. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
It's April 29th, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. Today is International Dance Day. It was created in 1982 and celebrated on the birthday of the creator of modern ballet, Jean-Georges Nivert, in 1727. Also on this day, an estimated 2 billion people around the world tuned in to watch a royal wedding in 2011. Great Britain's Prince William wed longtime girlfriend and commoner Kate Middleton in London. There were some 1,900 guests at Westminster Abbey, with another million lining the streets. In 1854, the first college for just African-American students is officially chartered. Ashman Institute was in southern Chester County, Pennsylvania. It went on to open in 1857. And passing away today in 1980, English screenwriter, director, and producer Alfred Hitchcock. Among his most well-known works, Rear Window, North by Northwest, and Psycho. I'm CJ Papa. That's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
A musician with technical knowledge can play all the right notes. But one who cares enough to play from the heart gives music soul. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Because when you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Start feeling unstoppable. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Want the truth about shopping for new floors? Big box stores might have flooring departments, but Empire Today has flooring experts. There's a huge difference. At a big box store, you might be getting help from someone who's in flooring today, but was stocking toilets yesterday. With Empire, you'll work with a dedicated flooring expert. We bring the store to your home, help find the right floors for your lifestyle, and answer questions. All while you view hundreds of samples with your own furniture, decor, and lighting. You'll get an all-inclusive price estimate and can schedule installation as soon as the next day for in-stock styles. That's Empire's Home Floor Advantage, working with experts who specialize in one thing, flooring. For a limited time, use code RADIO to get $500 off your contract of $3,500 or more when you call or visit EmpireToday.com. That's $500 off with code RADIO. You know the number.
800-588-2300 Today.
Offer may not be applied to sales or combined with other coupons, discounts, or savings. Terms apply.
It's Diamond Month at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, and that means this month, buying diamonds comes with even more diamonds. All through the month of April, when you spend $9.95 or more, you'll receive a pair of gorgeous hand-matched diamond studs absolutely free. At $9.95, you get a quarter-carat pair of studs for free. $24.95, we'll give you half-carat studs. And at $99.95, you're going home with a full-carat pair of studs on us. All April long in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check them out online at atlturfco.com.
Oh. What a 9-minute commercial. Still playing. A commercial on these hot chicks who are older and have wrinkly skin, and now this body cream stuff makes their skin. And it had some, all these beautiful Jane Seymour and some 52-year-old hottie looked about 20.
Sarah Rafferty.
About there she is. She's still on. I mean, it's been on for 4 minutes. Seriously, on the Will Kane Show. You didn't change the channel, did you?
No, I did. Crepe Race is what they call it.
Oh, my God. Anyway, sorry I got distracted. Dusty Springfield here with Kevin Pete and Flounder, a Preacher Man action there. 2001, there was a blue plaque unveiled at 38 Aubrey Walk in Kensington, London, to honor the musical heritage of the address where British singer Dusty Springfield lived in the 60s and early 70s. Of the female singers of the British invasion, Dusty Springfield made one of the biggest impressions in America. She had 18 singles in the Billboard Hot 100, including 6 in the top 20, like Son of a Preacher Man and Dusty Springfield, Big Time Charlie. At 421, Kim, Pete, and Flounder. There's a huge day on this day in 1945. The United States 7th Army's 45th Infantry Division liberates Dachau, the first concentration camp established by Germany's Nazi regime. Hitler took power in 1933, was on the outskirts of town, 30 miles, or about a little less than that, northwest of Munich. 5,000 political prisoners, German communists, social democrats, and the number of prisoners grew, including Jehovah's Witnesses, Roma peoples, homosexuals, and then in 1938, Jews began to comprise most of the camp internees. There was a training center for concentration camp guards, a model for other Nazi concentration camps, the first to use prisoners as human guinea pigs for medical experiments. Freezing and changing temperatures, atmospheric pressure on inmates, malaria, tuberculosis, treated them with experimental drugs, making seawater potable water, and halting excessive bleeding experiments. Thousands were crippled or died. When the Germans transferred, increased war production, Germans transferred prisoners from concentration camps to Dachau. In April of 1945, 7,000 prisoners forced to begin a death march to far to the south. Many of the guards abandoned the camp. The U.S. infantry, after a brief battle with the camp's remaining guards, decided to basically kill the rest of them. They machine gunned at least 2 groups of captured German guards. Dozens and dozens killed in that fashion. Conspiracy theorists allege more than 10 times that number executed by American liberators. In the town of Dachau, they had to bury 10,000 inmates found at the camp. You know, and they machine gunned all the freaking guards they could capture and round up.
And we let some of the prisoners take their revenge.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, they did. And they didn't stop those who did. They didn't, say you had but they let
Nowadays they would make them stop, but back then we had a little sense of justice.
Well, I don't necessarily depends on who you were with that would make anybody stop a thing like that. Depends on what the circumstances. 423. Anyway. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's Tuesday. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we got all these memes. We got jokes. We got people sending in comments. We got our YouTube mafias looking at things and everything. So we got little something we like to call Pete's Tweets right here, 106 Freedom.
Adam tweets, before he had kids, he said, I'm never going to lie to my children ever.
Yeah.
After having kids, Adam tweets, I just got off the phone with Santa, the firefighter dog from Paw Patrol, and the Green Power Ranger, and they all agree. If you don't put your shoes on, they're going to have to put down another unicorn.
Thank you.
A woman sleeps with 20 guys, and she's called a slut.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But if a guy does it, what is he called?
Great guy, lucky guy, happy guy, good looking.
Gay.
Rich.
He's called gay.
He's called gay with other guys.
Guys. He's gay.
Thank you.
Here's a Twitter exchange you may enjoy. A man writes, don't forget to feed your girlfriend every couple hours or it gets cranky. So the woman replies, it? Don't you mean she? To which the man replied back, seems someone forgot to feed this one.
So he woke up on the wrong side of the web this morning.
The Heinlein report says Samsung's new refrigerator will ping your phone if you leave the fridge door open. Which begs the question, why does it just close the damn door itself if it's so smart? I mean, seriously.
By the way, who would go to the trouble of having an app for your phone refrigerator door ding system?
Well, you know what? They have refrigerators now that know what's in there and will send you a note at the grocery store and tell you what you need.
You need eggs or something, yeah. I'm not right. Well, thank God I don't have.
I think it's great. I definitely use that.
Well,
I forget. You get a grocery store and you forget all the time what you needed.
Yeah, but what happens when there's a break in the link and then all of a sudden one of the links doesn't lead to the next link and then you forgot how to go to the store yourself. I mean, I don't know. I don't like any of this.
Paranoid
I don't like any of this. All right, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230. Now this is kind of a bizarre story, and again, you would have thought they would know better. Nike is under fire for a billboard shown at the end of the London Marathon. The billboard featured black lettering on top of a red background, and there was a great big sign again after the end of a marathon race in London, and the sign said, "Never again."
Ooh.
Until next year. Yeah. This is from Nike. The company already facing scrutiny during the week over reports of funding a child transgender athlete study. And now the slogan ties to the Holocaust. Used to warn the world to learn lessons from the Holocaust. Never again. Mm-hmm. Nazi Germany, we just talked about
the color scheme. Red letters on the black. That's the Nazi flag.
Yeah.
Put a little white in there and you got it.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's the same as Antifa flag, too. It's the same colors.
Yeah. Comments. The idea that Nike would make light of the Holocaust using Hitler red imagery on a post-October 7th world is stunning. Heads need to roll. WTF, Nike, one rabbi said. This Nike ad was displayed at the end of the London Marathon. To take a slogan about the Holocaust, use it for entertainment is simply grotesque. Just don't do it. Nike said, oopsie. We did not mean any harm and sincerely apologize for any we caused. The language should not have been. They would talk more about insights in design, anti-Semitism, They did it to show that motivate runners to push past what they think is possible. We condemn anti-Semitism. Then they said the language should not have been used and the billboards have come down. Well, again, somebody thought of it, and somebody okayed it.
They're pro-Palestinian. Is what they are.
Thought it was okay, and this is, especially in London, where all of a sudden in London, this is a funny place to be. They're talking about Jews.
Okay, they got a Muslim mayor.
Yeah,
he's a Pakistani. He's not a Londoner. He's not English, and they're this close from a caliphate.
Yeah, I mean, and Europe. It's.
Go visit now, because in 20 years, you're not going to recognize it.
Bizarre things are happening.
The president's about to speak, it seems.
Oh, he is?
He's not in the picture yet, but he should be.
Oh, excellent. Now, he must be at an Army base or something, his military base. He's in Michigan. I thought he was at a car company. He's going to announce things on automobile tariffs. President Trump speaking on his 100th day in office. I thought it was a rally in Michigan where he is.
He can be more in one place.
No, I know, but I'm saying I'm glad. I mean, it's going to be great. And when we see him live, if we go live, we'll go live.
See, Elon said robots will surpass good human surgeons within a few years, the best human surgeons within 5 years. They had to use a robot to get the Neuralink chip into that man's brain.
The guy in Arizona has ALS, and he's on a ventilator. He can't move. He's totally paralyzed and he has to breathe with a ventilator, but he can type using his thoughts with this Neuralink. The third guy, the first ALS patient to have it implanted, and the third human being to have it implanted. And it's the future
I'll monitor
of medicine.
if you want to. I'll watch and make sure.
Okay, I know that's good. More about the guy who snatched Kristi Noem's purse. This is outrageous. He's a Chilean national named Mario Bustamante Livia, 49 years old.
Chilean?
Chile, from Chile.
Chilean?
Chilean. A Chilean, a Chilerino, a Chilerooney.
He was chill when he picked up that purse.
Really? He should have gotten more of a sweater. He had just been picked up in New York for a similar crime a couple of weeks ago. They let him go with a warrant to say, please come back with a desk appearance ticket, and he never showed, obviously. Kristi Noem was in again. He got caught in New York. This was in where he did with Kristi Noem was in Washington, having dinner with her family. Then he got her $3,000 in cash, passport, wallet, government ID, all this stuff. Hopped a bus, went to an Italian restaurant in D.C. where he boozed it up on her credit card till midnight and rang up a $205 bill on her American Express.
He's about to speak.
Donald Trump is at the must be playing the Stars and Feathers or something.
Yeah, he's walking up there.
All right, well, in just one moment, we're going to go to Donald
How
Trump.
did someone take a credit card that has a woman's name on it?
I know. He used her American Express. And he obviously used the cash, too, but her bag was worth $4,000. Anyway, he said he didn't know. They caught him. He didn't know who she was when he caught it. He shoplifting arrest in 2021 in Utah, 2015 in London. He has $28,000 in phones, wallets, and computers stolen in a month-long spree in London several years ago. He swiped fanny packs at Times Square at a Doza shop. They racked up $1,200 in credit card charges in 20 minutes. From a student in India. 20 minutes later, the guy said, where's all my money gone? I mean, this guy's a professional. He's been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Anyway, Donald Trump shaking hands and saying howdy. He's in Michigan, Harrison Township, President of the United States.
Remember, Republican, Democrat, Independent.
Well, Fox isn't going to him live yet. They will in a second. All right, when they do, we'll take Donald Trump. Actually, you want to do a quick, if he's going to be introducing himself, let's take a break here.
Here we go.
Listening to President Trump. We'll talk to you soon, I hope, Dr. McCary. Here is President Trump now speaking to the Michigan National Guard on his 100th day in office.
Back in the great state of Michigan. And as you know, we had big victory in Michigan. And I won't forget it, and I'm not forgetting it. And I'm honored to be here at Selfridge Air National Guard Base with the men and women of the 127th Wing of the Michigan Air National Guard. Thank you very much for being here. This is great. It's a great honor, and a great honor for me. We've had such success in Michigan. I want to thank the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, who's doing a really great job. The Houthis will tell you that. He's doing a very good job. Major General Paul Rogers and Brigadier General Daniel Kramer of the Michigan National Guard. Commander of the 127th Wing, Brigadier General Matthew Brancato, thank you very much. Deputy Commander Colonel David Spihar, wherever you may be, David. Where's David? Hello. Hello, David. Where the hell are you, David? Hello, David. Thank you very much. He's like the quiet type, right? But a killer, I hear. Command Chief Master Sergeant Bruce Hedrick. Bruce? Hello, Bruce. Thank you very much, Bruce. Thank you, Bruce. Great job. For decades, they've been trying to save this facility. I didn't realize that. I thought it was just recently, because I heard about it recently from some people, including your governor, who has done a very good job. She came to see me. That's the reason she came to see me, by the way, to save Selfridge. And she was very effective, along with some of the other politicians and some of the military people. They love this place. They love what it stands for, all the victories they've had here over the years. So I want to thank Governor Gretchen Whitmer for bringing it also to our attention very strongly.
That's interesting.
She's a snake.
Yeah, well, he screwed her from running for the Democrat Party for
I'm not
president.
supposed to do that.
By
She's
being
a
his
Democrat.
friend.
They say, don't do that. Don't have her here. I said, no, she's going to be here. She's done a very good job, frankly, and she's
Not trying to show her face. She's going to hide her face again.
They worked together on saving it, and it was not easy. So I want to thank you very much, Gretchen. Good job.
He just screwed
Thank
her
you.
from ever being run for president.
Michigan House Speaker Matt Hall worked with Gretchen and everybody else.
They're going to hate her.
Great
The
job
party's
you're
going
doing,
to
Tim.
hate her.
John James, as you know, is right now working on the great, big, beautiful deal. I said, do me a favor, John, just stay back there and let's get your vote. Let's not worry about this today. But John was fantastic, as were all of the other representatives that you have that are right now in Congress working very, very, very hard, actually. And Michigan Senate Republican leader Eric Nesbitt, thank you very much, Eric. Thank you very much. Great job. Done a great job. But I want to thank all of the people that I just mentioned, but in particular, when I look at the House members, they have been calling me all the time. We got to get it done. And they worked along with Gretchen and some others. And you're going to be very happy with what I have to say right now. I also want to thank Michigan's tremendous Republican delegation, the whole delegation, the whole state, because they're back in Washington and they're helping our congressman. And they're helping us get the votes that we need, because I think if we get it, we have the biggest tax cut in history, and if we don't get it, you have the biggest tax increase. And for that, I will blame the Democrats, because we probably won't get any votes from Democrats, not for any reason other than we're Republicans, and the Democrats tend not to vote anytime we vote. The whole thing is so crazy. But it'll be the biggest tax increase in history if we don't get it. And that's why the Republicans can do it, but they have to stick together, and I think they are, from what I understand, really sticking together. I want to thank also Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, and John Thune, leaders John Thune. They have been working together, and with the senators and the congressmen and women, and I think they've got something that's it's big league, and it's very important. The biggest bill ever, if we get it done, and I think we will. For decades, Selfridge Air National Guard Base has stood as a crucial pillar of North American air defense, just 20 miles north of Detroit, where you're going to have a lot of car factories opening very soon, by the way, I might add, with access to the largest military airspace complex east of the Mississippi. Selfridge is tightly integrated with the National All-Domain Warfighting Center. This airfield saw its first military takeoff all the way back in 1917. Can you believe that? Wow, wouldn't that have been a shame to close this great history for something else that wouldn't be as good? The Tuskegee Airmen trained here during World War II, and generations of Michigan patriots have served here with great distinction. Unfortunately, that proud legacy was put at risk by the retirement of the key aircraft based here, in particular the A-10 Thunderbolt II Warthog, which I hear is an incredible plane. It's too bad. It's a long time it's been up there. I said, why don't we save it? I actually said that last time, and we did save it. I said that in my last term, and we did save it, but now it's coming to an end. But I hear the Warthog is incredible. And we have support aircraft and also the KC-135 Strata tankers. In recent years, many in Michigan have feared for the future of the base.
Yeah, South Michigan, mainly.
They've been calling everybody, but the only one that mattered was Trump. they called Trump, and we got it done, which represents $850 million in economic impact across the state of Michigan.
It's
and
mainly
probably
Michigan he's
exceed
talking
much
about.
more than that
Let's maybe come back a little bit later if he's still talking. I thought he was going to, and at some point he's going to make announcements about the tariffs. For
Probably not here, though.
May not be. And again, whether he's got a rally, but I wonder whether this is the rally.
No, it's got to be later. Did he already do the rally?
I don't know.
Or is
I don't
it tonight?
think so. I think it must be tonight.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll keep you posted. 5:30 at 4:20. It's 4:38. 4:30. I got that right that time.
The Kimmer Show is live until 6 p.m. and Extra 106.3 has the rest of your night covered with Jesse Kelly up next. Fox Across America with Jimmy Fallon at 9 p.m. and The Guy Benson Show at midnight. All live on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
1885 Grill just opened our second location in Kennesaw at 2840 South Main Street. Check out weekly specials like Sunday oysters or Wine Down Wednesdays, plus our famous footlong hot dog to cheer on your favorite team. We can't wait to serve you with our unique Southern coastal flair and pride ourselves in a family-oriented atmosphere and fun, tasty destination for friends and coworkers. Call ahead for preferred seating now or find us at 1885grill.com.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Hey, how you doing? Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 106.3. 4:40 in the afternoon, and Donald Trump is in Michigan at the Air National Guard Armory, and he's talking to the troops there. And this is Rod Stewart. 2001, Rod asked for a change in wedding vows, bringing them up to date to be treated like a dog license. Rod Stewart said the change is needed because they've been in existence for 600 years when people used to live until they were 35. They were lucky. Anyway, so marriage vows. I remember marriage vows. 441. Our birthday list includes Megan Boone. She played Elizabeth Keene on The Blacklist.
Could not act.
Megan Boone is 42.
I was for years, please kill off this character. And they finally did, like the 8th season. The woman could not act.
I'm sorry to hear you.
It was horrible.
I know, and she would be lock and step to one of the great actors, James Spader, who did a great role in that. And it's just like, man.
Yeah.
He was perfect for that
he
role.
really was. Just
he could
imitation in his voice.
Man, he's got a greasy kind of a I don't know, sinister thing that he can pull off. It's really hard to describe. That's just that's a natural thing.
Did you watch all of them?
I
watched every one of all 11 seasons.
I stopped for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why.
It kind of last 3 seasons, kind of wandered a bit. Yeah.
Something jumped the shark for me, and I don't remember what it was.
Well,
but
the first 4 or 5 seasons were really good because it kept you on the edge.
Yeah.
Was he related to her and all that stuff?
And they never really answered it.
But apparently he was her father.
That might have been what happened.
Well, there was the hint that he was her mother. That she got a sex change, but then they hinted that, then they moved away from that. So I don't know what they were doing.
I think that's why I was.
They went a little woke for a couple episodes.
I think I just lost track. I think I lost track of something. I missed maybe a couple of episodes, and then I got lost or something, and it said I can't catch up. I don't know. I don't remember. But it was a great show. It was well done.
Well, now the new show to watch is Landman. Landman. That's with Billy Bob Thornton.
You haven't started that yet.
I've heard that.
Really good show.
Yeah, I have to get that app. I'm going to go to Best Buy later and get that fingernail app so I can watch it while I'm driving. And
that's the last Luddite in America.
Luddite? Unsanitary? The people put a snake in your mailbox. Should we go back to Trump? Let's go back to President Trump for a second and see what he's saying.
At the center of
Michigan.
the action. And I just want to say we're building some of the greatest submarines and various other ships, but submarines in particular. We have a monopoly on great submarines. We're building the greatest in the world, most powerful machine ever built. And we're doing some things that are just incredible. In one way, you hate to do it, but in another way, you really have no choice. And we're fighting very hard on the China front and the Russia front with Ukraine and what's happening in the Middle East, and a lot of good things. You're going to be hearing a lot of good things. It's a shame. When I left office not so long ago, we had no wars. We defeated ISIS in 3 weeks. It was supposed to take 5 years, they told me. Sir, it's going to take about 5 years. We did it in 3 weeks. Raising Cain, he's now your top, he's your top person. He's the head of the Joint Chiefs. And I did that because he was the one. He said, sir, we can do it in 3 weeks. I said, 3 weeks? They told me 5 years. No, sir, you can do it in 3 weeks, sir. And I said, let's see if you can do it. And he did it. He had a little time left over, actually. And ISIS was gone, totally defeated. And he's the man we wanted. That's the man I said, if I do this again, I'm going to put that guy in charge, because he did things that nobody else was able to do. And nobody else even thought it or even suggested. So I'm very proud to have him head up the whole military operation along with Pete and some other great people.
You're welcome.
So I just want to say that Michigan, it's been my great honor to be here. I've had tremendous success in Michigan. Not all Republicans have, but I have. And not just this time either. We did tremendously well in 2020, and we did incredibly well in 2016. In 2016, they said it couldn't be won. It couldn't be won, but we won, and we won by a lot. So it's a special place, and I don't forget my friends, and Michigan's been my friend. And I want to just thank everybody here. I want to congratulate you, actually, because there are a lot of people wanted this to happen to their neck of the woods, but it's happening for you. So congratulations, and God bless you all. God bless our military, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Congratulations, everybody.
I think he saved their base. I was going to try to close it down. I think he saved it for them. The Air National Guard, Harrison Township, Michigan. And that's Secretary of Defense Peg Seth with him right there.
Only because the Commander-in-Chief invited me. Mr. President, thank you for restoring the warrior ethos inside our formations, for rebuilding our military, reestablishing deterrence around the world, and making Americans proud to wear the uniform. That recruiting surge we're seeing right now is because they know they have a Commander-in-Chief that has their back. That's my message to these men and women every single place we go. All I ever wanted when I was in combat was to know that my commander had my back, no matter what. And with Donald J. Trump, that commander has your back. And that means something to the men and women of America, and that's why we're seeing a record surge in recruiting. That's why we're locking down our southern border. That's why our enemies know we mean business, because we have a commander-in-chief that has our back, and he has the back of this base as well. God bless you all. Thank you.
There you go. And later on, he has a rally. And he's going to announce some auto worker stuff. I guess we can cut back. There you go, President of the United States in Michigan, and be there for a while.
There's Whitmer, isn't it?
No,
we don't want to hear her. The hell with her.
Is she going to say something nice to him, though?
Well, we need to go to break.
Yeah,
so unless we want
we'll
to take it.
4:47. We'll go to a break. 4:47. We'll keep you posted. We'll be back. Hold on.
Hey, Dad, can I ask you something?
Sure.
How do you know when you're in love?
Well, can't stop thinking about him. Your heart races sometimes.
and you just want to be with them every moment of the day.
Dad, I think I'm in love then.
Got a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, yep. I remember my first Subaru, too.
There are so many reasons to love a new Subaru. From Subaru of Gwinnett, like standard symmetrical all-wheel drive on most models, top-rated gas mileage, and technology and safety that will give you the warm and fuzzies. Like the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek, with 182 horsepower and up to 120 cubic feet of interior space. Or the 2024 Subaru Outback, built to take you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. Add in their amazing staff and incredible service department, and you'll understand why love is what makes a Subaru a Subaru. But the only way to know it's the one is to come in for a test drive. Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard in Duluth, or start shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Baseball season is back. If too much celebrating leaves you in trouble after the game, it's important to know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds. We handle bonds from the stadium to the city, and in most cases, we can have you or your loved one out in a matter of hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT. Or online at atlbail.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Now, I know there are plenty of HVAC companies out there, but let me tell you why Central Heating and Air Conditioning stands out from the rest. These days, it's hard to tell who's on first. Everybody wants to play. Many of the local HVAC companies, though, have been sold to large conglomerates. And some are even coming back under new names. But at Central Heating and Air Conditioning, they never left the field. They've been your hometown team since 1947, and their dedication to our community has never wavered. They are the Grand Slam you can count on. Central's team of experts know the game inside and out, delivering dependable service and personalized solutions every time. So don't get caught off base. Choose the HVAC team that's always been in the game. Get Carrier products, Carrier warranty, and Carrier peace of mind. Turn to your Atlanta Carrier experts, Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Call them today, 770-GET-HEAT, or visit them online at centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
True Prep, Atlanta's leading preparedness store, has 2 incredible deals going. The Smith & Wesson M&P 15 Sport 3 AR-15 for just $649, featuring a mid-length gas system, 15-inch M-Lock free-floating handguard, and a 30-round PMAG. Plus, get 1,000 rounds of check-made, brass-cased, box prime 223 ammo for only $399.99, or 20-round boxes for just $8.99 each. For directions, visit online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. True Prep. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow.
He's coming. Here he comes. Surprise! Your table saw broke. Also, the warranty expired weeks ago, so you need to pay for a new one out of pocket.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Oh, and the replacement part you ordered doesn't fit, so it's completely useless. What a waste.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Here we go now. 452. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3 with Aerosmith in 1998. Steven Tyler broke his knee at a concert in Anchorage, Alaska. This day in 1998, delaying Aerosmith's 9 Lives tour and necessitating camera angle adjustments for the filming of the video for I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. because he broke his knee at the concert. I didn't say how he did it. I don't know either. Birthday list includes Michelle Pfeiffer, 67. Al Pacino's wife in Scarface. Michael Keaton's... Well, she didn't marry him, did she?
No.
Yes, no, that was his girlfriend. He was, Al Pacino's girlfriend. Scarface. Michael Keaton's Catwoman in Batman Returns. The star of Grease 2. Witches of Eastwick, and a million other movies. Michelle Pfeiffer, 67 years old today. And on this day in history, oh boy, 1992, in Los Angeles, California, 4 Los Angeles police officers caught beating Rodney King and kicking him after he was arrested were found not guilty on their trial, and that's when the L.A. riots began. Protesters blocked traffic, looted downtown stores, set 100 fires. King had resisted arrest, was brutally beaten by police officers, caught on an 89-second video by a neighbor in the area. Kicking, using their batons on him and so forth. You know the full story there. The cops are charged with assault with a deadly weapon, excessive use of force, including the Sergeant Stacy Kuhn, who was not part of the beating, but he was there as a boss, so they got him too. They were all found not guilty except one assault charge against one guy who ended in a hung jury. I remember the video. Traffic was blocked. Rioters beat dozens of motorists, including Reginald Denny. The truck driver, they dragged him. Remember seeing the video from above? They dragged him out of the cab. And I remember this big fat bastard bounced a freaking concrete block off his head or something. It was unbelievable. Reginald Denny was nearly killed. Helicopters covering it recorded all the events. Cops had trouble getting there. They called out the National Guard. They continued for 24 hours. Remember the shots of the Korean shop owners with their guns.
I was here in Atlanta, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
They rioted here in Atlanta.
Yes, they did.
Beating up people on Peachtree and other places.
I mean, it was really unbelievable. I mean, this is really, really...
everybody was in lockdown. Everybody was getting their guns. Yep. I mean, it almost was a race war.
Yeah. 3 days of disorder, 2,000 people hurt, 7,000 arrests, $1 billion in damage, 3,000 buildings, dozens dead. Kuhn and Powell were sentenced to 2.5 years in prison, and Rodney King died in 2012 of an accidental drowning, of all things. Anyway, the Rodney King stuff, 1992. Zowie, 455, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. Oh, speaking of the hatred for Donald Trump, here we go again. A state senator named Brad something or other in Manhattan is now introducing a bill to make sure that New York State will not be allowed to name a public building after anyone who's ever been convicted of a felony. And the only reason he's doing it is because New York Governor Kathy Hochul actually said, when asked by somebody, she said, well, yeah, you know, if Donald Trump can get this long-stalled makeover done at the Penn Station, I wouldn't mind naming it Trump Station after him. So this New York State senator is now trying to get a bill passed saying, I don't think public officials convicted of felony should have anything municipal or statewide building named after them. We have to hold them to a higher standard. You dirty, rotten, freaking phony. Of course, Donald Trump convicted of 34 felonies for business record thing for the hush money business. I mean, what a joke. And by the way, is there still not an appeal going on for any of that stuff? I can't believe that stuff and the fines he had to sue for the rape thing are standing. It's just amazing. Anyway, they're trying to actually pass a bill so that he'll never have his name on Penn Station in New York. Good grief. 457. I think my other air rocket just went down. I've got issues with these things, so I hate the difference in the sound. It throws everything off. 457, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Oh, it's Jerry Seinfeld's birthday, 71. We played him earlier. Another Flounder's funny here. Flounder, what do you have?
Hotels are racist. You go to the hotel, they got signs in the hallway. Please keep it down in the hallway. Might as well say no blacks allowed at that point. Or they'll have a sign, no cooking in the rooms. That's for Chinese people. They'll bring a hot plate to a Comfort Inn. They will. Well, what? I want to cook a broccoli. Why can't I
cook a broccoli?
I'm going to boil some water.
Man.
I'm going to cook a broccoli. I'm going to steam a broccoli.
Oh, God.
It's a steam. There's no smell.
That's Mr. Ben Banks, who's becoming the up-and-coming comedian. He's really funny.
Oh, man.
Because he dares to do what comedy was.
Yeah.
You don't think Chinese people don't make fun of us stupid round eyes? Of course they do.
Well, and by the way, this has been historic. Ever since there was comedy, they've had fun with all the races and all the accents.
If
and all
it's not malicious, if you're not trying to be hurtful to somebody, it's funny.
Yeah. It was funny.
Don Rickles was funny.
Yeah.
He could hurt your feelings.
By the way, I saw on the morning show on Fox this morning, I think it was on a morning show, they had a mentalist, some young kid mentalist, I'm thinking, oh, God, and I watched it. He had Peter Ducey's kid, whatever the Ducey kid's name is, and he said, okay, I want you to think of your family, and the guy says, think of your family. So Peter Ducey was thinking of his family, the kid, whatever the kid's name is. Peter. And so the guy scribbled on the notepad. He says, okay, tell me the name of your brother. And he said, my brother's, I think it was his brother, my brother's name is Lay. And is he older or younger? And he said, he's younger. Okay, really? And he flips the chart around, and it said Lay and younger.
While he was writing down his answers?
He had written down the answers while Peter Ducey was thinking of his family.
Okay.
Now, how the hell is that possible? I mean, they were flabbergasted. The whole staff said, wait a minute. He probably read your mind.
He probably knew what his family members' names were and which ones were younger, and so he just took an educated guess.
No, he just said, think of your family. He didn't say, think of your names of your family or think of where they are, where they live, or who's younger. I mean, it was unbelievable.
This is all stuff the amazing Kreskin could have done on your show, but refused to.
Refused to be doing this stuff. Want to talk about a stupid book. It's 5 o'clock. Oh, look at Holy Crap, it's sports is coming up.
The Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station, Extra 106.3.
It's the 100th day on Lisa Brady, Fox News, and President Trump is set to hold a rally in a battleground state.
So I just want to say that Michigan, it's been my great honor to be here. I've had tremendous success in Michigan. Not all Republicans have, but I have.
Speaking at an Air National Guard base a short time ago before heading to the rally at a community college outside Detroit. Earlier, telling reporters he's pleased with the progress in the first 100 days of his second term, both on the border and the economy, as Republicans in Congress continue work on the big, beautiful bill to advance his agenda.
That'll be the biggest bill in the history of our country in terms of tax cuts and regulation cuts.
Democrats say the president is crashing the economy, and a project led by 2 Democratic lawmakers says the administration is withholding more than $400 billion in spending already approved by Congress.
Almost $42 billion comes from the State Department, including international aid funds, $62 billion in competitive transportation department grants for infrastructure projects, more than $10 billion for projects funded by the Agriculture Department, and $943 million for Head Start early education. Those Democrats and some Republicans say the president needs congressional approval to not spend congressionally authorized funds.
Fox's Chris Foster. A bipartisan tribute on Capitol Hill to the Postal Battalion of Black women deployed to Europe during World War II, the only women's Army Corps unit of color in the war, who overcame more than just the challenge of delivering the mail.
The 6888 had sorted over 17 million pieces of mail. They got the job done, even in the face of inadequate supplies and even in the face of discrimination, both for within the Army and back home.
House Speaker Mike Johnson awarding the Congressional Gold Medal to the battalion whose story was made into a movie, 6888. Stocks finish higher, the Dow up 300 points. America is listening to Fox News.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it
down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad Pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right up like, ready on your dog targets. Help, 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 help. Road guards out. Help, 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 help. Stand by. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder 503 on 106.3. Happy Tuesday. Here's the number 404-741-1230. Coming up, holy crap at sports. We got Flounder's Funnies. We have a little live entertainment for you.
Well,
sort of semi-live. At one point live, I put it that way. With the Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. How you doing? Nice to have you with us. Your views Tuesday afternoon. Bum, bum, boom, bum. Geez, we got so much to talk about. I guess, again, I'm thinking about that medalist guy. Again, I saw this morning. I couldn't believe it. He had the name, and I mean, it was just one thing after another, and he can't have possibly known stuff. I mean, how did they do this?
Of course he did. It's
How did he know
odds
that?
and how people act and react to certain questions and certain stimuli, and they figure it out, and they got us down to a science.
Well, I tell you, it's unbelievable. I mean, when you're talking about names and ages and I mean, ranking and family thing. I mean, how would he know that? It was a young kid mentalist. I thought he looked like a comedian. He's, like a 25-year-old goofball.
I told you that Uri Geller did something on the Mike Douglas show when I was a kid that made me go, wait a minute.
Did he bend the spoon? Was that the one, or was that?
He was a guy but he was doing something else that day. He was doing something. He was thinking of a diagram and a number, and it was a triangle with the number 3 in it. I'm sitting there doing my homework, and my mom was cooking, and I wasn't really paying much attention. And I'm sitting there writing the same thing, and he turned that thing around, and it's exactly it—a triangle with a 3 in the middle of it. And I showed Mom. I go, look at that.
And you were doing the same with a triangle with a 3.
Yeah,
out of the blue. Yeah, I'll tell you.
It opens your eyes. It makes you think there's more to stuff out there than you thought.
And not only that. And then we just did the story about the Neuralink from Elon Musk put in the brain of the ALS guy from Arizona.
Okay, if he can move his computer from here to there, how soon before he'll be able to move things across the room
or put himself in another place for that? I mean,
have an avatar where he does his entire life inside a simulation.
Again, an ALS patient is the first ALS patient to have this Neuralink implant in his brain, and now he can type messages with his thoughts. He can't move. He's on a ventilator. He's literally paralyzed 100%, and he breathes in a tube. But he can think and type his thoughts. Because the link connects to the. I mean, I don't. How they do this, I don't know. He's the third guy to have this implanted in his brain, and it can make your body move your muscles. Which I can understand that more easily than I can. How can he make the typewriter work? You know what I mean? I don't get it. And when you think about that, and then the business of the mind things, is holy cow.
He could fit him with an exoskeleton that could move his limbs around.
Right, exactly.
And Democrats call him an evil billionaire.
Yeah. Again, we're talking Elon Musk. That's his company. Or think of it, Elon Musk is Einstein and Thomas Edison and 3 or 4 other guys combined.
Who was the other one that they ran out of town and destroyed? The electricity guy. Start with a T.
Tesla.
Tesla, yeah.
Yeah. Unbelievable. And by the way, now let me ask you this. If this guy with ALS now has someone to help him breathe, a machine to help him breathe, and he has the computer system in his head, can he live forever?
No,
but
because his
what's
brain's
the
going to, at some point, the brain's going to die.
Well, now I don't.
Because they cannot upload your brain thoughts and patterns yet. But they're probably getting to that point at some point.
I mean, there's going to be a thing where you'll never die.
Well, there's that thing on Amazon, that show Upload, which was actually a pretty good show. And it basically said that you die in the near future, and they'd upload you into a simulation. That was your heaven.
Yeah.
Would you do that, or would you rather die and see what's going on out there? What if you're supposed to die?
How are you supposed to make that choice? Whether you believe in God.
Well, if you believe in God, then you'll
you
die.
Go with the other one, yeah.
But if you
However,
atheists will line up for the simulation.
Wow. Oh man. I mean, but think about what's what's ahead of us. I don't know how a futurist could figure this out, given what just happened with AI. It's going way too fast.
It's moving way too fast.
And again, almost every day, Glenn Beck show has some guy on an AI expert who's saying, we don't know what we're doing.
I'm telling you, I try and keep up with it, but I'm already behind, and I try and keep up with it on what's happening.
I'm not even going to try. There's no way I can.
You won't even get Netflix on your TV.
I'm going to have somebody come over there.
AI.
I'm going to do that's my goal this year. Some point, I'm going to get rid of the Comcast thing and Xfinity, and I'm going to
set a date. You're not going to do it unless you set a date. By June, you're going to have this done.
Well, I've got to be convinced that when I do it, I'll still be able to come home at night and turn on the lights and turn on my TV and see what's on that I want to watch and get to it and watch it. That's all I want to do. I don't want to have 19 remotes and have to look at 17 guides and go for 7 apps to figure out what channel's doing what tonight. You know what I mean?
You could, in the next 2 days, you could be driving home and say, Siri, turn on my lights before I get home.
I know. I'm not ready.
Have everything ready for me when I get home.
Like a good woman. Little Filipina girl. I had a guy text me and he said, Kimber, you really need to get yourself a little Filipina girl. I said, okay, I'm in. Please, yes, please.
There's magazines that will help with that. Sacred Orchid.
In fact, who was just talking about this? I was on our channel yesterday, I think, or somebody was talking about long marriages, and he said,
Clay and Buck. He ordered a bride.
Yeah, ordered a bride. I ordered that. It's called the Orange Blossom Catalog, I think, and I ordered one time, and it's all like 200 women and their stories. They're 32 years old and they live in the Philippines, and they all live in the Philippines and in Malaysia and stuff like that. And they they have their picture and their bio and all their stuff, and then you can contact them and you do your couple letters, and then you go fly over there and meet them and their family. And then you see what happens, and people get married and of course, then their whole family's coming over to be with you too. But again,
no. When they have a special in this magazine, is that an Orange Blossom special?
I don't know what it's called. I think it was called the Orange Blossom. The Orange Blossom catalog.
I bet they're still out there. Let me check.
That might be. It was China. The Orange Blossom. Is that right? Something
Orange
Blossom, maybe.
Magazine?
I can't remember. God, this is back in the 90s.
It doesn't look like it's under that name anymore.
God, what the hell was it? That wasn't it. God, somebody will know. Anyway, and they have this catalogs. Or I guess, probably not anymore. I guess it's all online. Again, I'm talking about 1992.
Yeah, it's not under that name.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have a catalog now; it'd just be all online. But again, you can communicate with them, and then the deal is you go fly over there and meet them and their family, and then if it worked out, you decide what your future is going to be. And one of the guys I just got the things that he's been married to his Filipina bride for 22 years, and it's the greatest thing that ever happened to him.
That guy yesterday has 5 kids, been married for a long time.
Yep.
I got a number if you guys want to.
I'll take it.
You have the number. Why do you have the number?
I just Googled.
What's it called?
I'm joking.
Okay, I was going to say. But obviously there's got...
So your wife is already on the dialing your phone. Bing, bing, bing,
Doing.
bing.
Actually, our boss just sent it to me, so I'll forward it to you guys.
Oh,
okay,
really?
Outstanding. Well, there's got to be, because it's all internet now. But again, this was an actual catalog I held in my hands of pictures of these women from the Philippines and Malaysia and all over Asia.
The website is called MeLoveYouForALongTime.com.
Now I know that's not right.
They love you a long time.
And by the way, they were saying, now be very cautious because these are very serious. These are very shy. The Asian culture, they're not, big hotshot kind of stuff. They're very shy and, take it easy. Don't go running.
Demure?
Demure.
Demure,
Demure chickies.
Classy. Oh, yeah, round eye.
Oh, yeah.
Anything you say.
Oh, Lordy. With your little owl's eyes, little silk dresses.
What do you say we go to commercial?
All right, let's do that. 512. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, the Orange Blossom Special.
Chicka
baby.
Chicka bow.
Oh, yeah. Right there.
Wherever you are in Georgia, you can stream Extra 106.3 in crystal clear digital with the all-new Extra 106.3 app. Get Extra's live on-air stream in real time, or go back and listen to all your favorite shows, Neil Bortz, or original podcasts, no matter where you go. Grab the Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Spring planning, maybe fixing up your backyard, put in the patio stuff. You need turf and trees and shrubs and beautiful flowers and stuff like that. Stovall & Company. Stovall & Company, the wholesale landscaper's dream people. If you're a builder and stuff and getting yards done, things like that. Paul Stovall, it's a family business. They go above and beyond. That's why they're so successful. Just opened their 11th store in Canton, this last one. And again, Paul's a guy who, when a customer wanted something special, and Paul said, the guy to take best care of that would be the guy down the street, my competitor, and send him to a competitor because that's what would help the guy's project. What an amazing family. That's why they've been doing this for 75 years. Look up how you can get your stuff put in that landscaping, StovallInc.com.
Flounder here to remind you that Mother's Day is Sunday, May 11th. Make sure Mom knows how much you appreciate her with a sparkling gift from Solomon Brothers Jewelers. And they're also giving you something you and the whole family can enjoy as well. Solomon Brothers is giving you a free Big Green Egg grill with qualifying purchase courtesy of Fix-It Ace Hardware. Shop our selection of diamond tennis bracelets, diamond stud earrings, classic pearl style, or vibrant gemstone jewelry. Solomon Brothers' large selection means you'll be sure to find something on her wish list. She deserves the best, and why not get something for yourself while you're at it? When other companies are raising prices, Solomon Brothers is giving you more, including a free Big Green Egg from our friends at Fix-It Ace Hardware in Roswell, Peachtree Battles, and Chastain. For details on how to claim your free grill, visit Solomon Brothers Jewelers in Buckhead or Alpharetta. Online at SolomonBrothers.com. Solomon Brothers is the preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves.
Neil Bortz here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now, I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPs.com.
Want the truth about shopping for new floors? Big box stores might have flooring departments, but Empire Today has flooring experts. There's a huge difference. At a big box store, you might be getting help from someone who's in flooring today, but was stocking toilets yesterday. With Empire, you'll work with a dedicated flooring expert. We bring the store to your home, help find the right floors for your lifestyle, and answer questions. All while you view hundreds of samples with your own furniture, decor, and lighting. You'll get an all-inclusive price estimate and can schedule installation as soon as the next day for in-stock styles. That's Empire's home floor advantage, working with experts who specialize in one thing, flooring. For a limited time, use code RADIO to get $500 off your contract of $3,500 or more when you call or visit EmpireToday.com. That's $500 off with code RADIO. You know the number. 800-588-2300 Today. Offer may not be applied to sales or combined with other coupons, discounts, or savings. Terms apply.
Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. Now that President Trump has unburdened us from what could have been, our country's finally headed in the right directions. But the Democrats are screaming and yelling and losing their minds. And unfortunately, the bad guys are still here and they want your stuff. Thank you, Joe Biden. And customers are still reporting break-ins and thefts of their hard-earned valuables. Don't wait till it's too late. Get a quality safe from the Safe House. We carry the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. And remember, gun safes are sales tax-free at Atlanta Safe House. So give us a call or go to AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
All right, look out. It was on this very day in 1961. ABC's Wild World of Sports showed, quote, The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. For the very first time, the guy sliding off the ski jump. 1961. Now sponsored by RBM of Atlanta. Holy crap at sports with Pete Davis.
What in the wide, wild world of sports is going on here?
Yeah, boy.
How did your boys get a little track lane? Not jump around like a bunch of Kansas City. After spotting the Rockies, a 3-0 head start, the Braves roared back and doubled them up 6-3 in Denver last night.
There you go.
Yeah, 1 out into the game, or the bottom of the first, Bryce Elder gave up a 3-run homer.
Yeah,
You're going, here we go.
Yeah, it's not
but no, he bucked down after that. Buckled down, settled down, got the win, improving to a 1-1, going 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, walking 2 and striking out 4. Pierce Johnson with the hold against his former team. You know, hold is that new stat thing.
I can't even keep up.
I know. Daysbel Hernandez, a scoreless inning. Raciel Iglesias picked up his 5th save. Michael Harris II had 2 ribbies with a double. In fact, here's a big one right here.
1-2 pitch and a sizzler up the middle. Into the gap and continuing to roll. Scoring Ozuna. Here comes Ozzie. Runs out from under his helmet. The throw in hits Michael Harris as he's going into second base. It's a 2 RBI double and the Braves are on top.
Ben Ingram with a call on 680 The Fan, sister station right there. And by the way, I thought too it hit Harris, but it did not. It hit Ozzie's helmet that had fallen off at second base.
That's unbelievable.
It was kind of weird. That Eli White kept up his torrid pace with 2 hits, including a double. This guy's been. I've always liked him, but he is really coming into his own.
Absolutely.
Let's see why Kelnick is down there, even though he's a lefty and Whitey's a righty, but still. Ozzie Albies and Harris both stole a base. Ryan Feltner took the loss for Colorado. Same 2 teams tonight. A.J. Smith-Shawver has been recalled from Gwinnett. He's going to start. Herman Marquez will go for the Rockies. He's 0-4 with an ERA approaching 10.
Oh, boy.
Same lineup tonight as victorious last night. Ian Anderson has been DFA'd to make room for A.J., which does not mean Ian is gone for good. This could be, machinations to get him on the minor league roster or whatever. We'll see. The poor Rockies are just 4-24 this season.
Oh, my.
I know it's a record pace.
Oh,
and the White Sox just set the damn record last year. I mean, this is the problem. Major League Baseball's got a problem with this. What's going on in Pittsburgh? What's going on in Colorado has been going on for a long time there in Colorado. Baseball is just sitting around thinking that this isn't going to hurt them. In the long run, it's going to hurt them. It's going to hurt the game. And the game's doing well right now.
The owners are just not spending the money, or they?
Well, they got a cheap owner in Pittsburgh, in my opinion. Colorado, you just can't get any pitchers to go there.
Well, that's a mile-high stadium. It's hard to pitch when they hit it on the park.
They may need to build a dome stadium, but that's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful ballpark.
Yeah. My kids go there. Once a year they have kind of a celebration. Go to the Brockies.
The Brockies?
Game. The Brockies game against the Cubs because you just live in Chicago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's a good game to go to. The Cubs are doing well this year. Yeah. The Braves no longer in last place in the NL East. They're in 3rd place now.
Well,
2 games behind the 2nd place Phillies.
I like it.
It's very good. Who's last now? Who do you think's last in the NL East?
That would be Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay's in the American League, but that's close.
Along with St.
Baseball.
Louis.
Yeah, along with St. Louis. That poor bastard Stan Musial played his entire career in the American League, according to you.
I have no idea.
The Marlins are in last place.
Course,
that's where they belong.
They still have a team. They just give up all the. There's about 4 places don't really deserve.
Well,
to
that's
have
another
a team.
thing. Only
Seriously.
Major League Baseball could screw up a franchise in baseball crazy South Florida.
I know. It's outrageous.
Anyway, baseball interim commissioner Rob Manfred says he's discussed Pete Rose with President Donald Trump at a meeting 2 weeks ago, and he plans to rule on a request to end the sport's permanent ban of the career hits leader who died in September. Manfred said he and Trump discussed several issues, including concerns over immigration policies, how that will impact players from Cuba, Venezuela, and other foreign countries, including the Grand Duchy of Grand Fenwick.
Well, it would seem to me if I were the commissioner of baseball, knowing that there's immigration things going on, I would make sure that all of my minor league coaches and searches and the guys who look for talent are very clear to the people they're looking at in Venezuela or whatever. Get your stuff in order and make sure you got the paperwork so you're legal when we want to bring you in here. I mean, that's his responsibility.
Well, that's a legal immigrant coming here to work, getting the green card and stuff like that. That's that's
absolutely
legal.
That shouldn't be a problem for these guys.
Megyn Kelly says Jordan Hudson's handling of Belichick is elder abuse.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Ms. Hudson is busy liking every tweet that agrees with her view that the CBS interviewer did a bad job. She even liked a tweet where someone said Bill should have reached out and choked the man.
Again, this interview where the guy tried to ask Bill Belichick, how did you two meet? And she screamed off stage, no, you're not talking about that. And then it also, are you talking more about what they said? She did this a lot.
Yeah.
She apparently over and over and over interrupted the interview. She said she corrected Bill Belichick on football questions. Apparently, the host was so upset he wanted to end the interview quick. And the CBS News executives had to, at the end of it, had to come in and help with the editing to try to make it an interview that they could play on TV.
That's embarrassing for the poor guy who did the interview, too.
Yeah, he couldn't believe it.
Yeah, she stormed off at one point and delayed it for like 30 minutes. And she wanted Bill to leave with her. I don't know if he did or not.
That was the other thing. She expected him to come with her, and we don't think he did.
I'm leaving. Bill, let's go.
Oh, my God. Lord. She's 24, and he's 72.
No, he's 73 now.
Oh, well, even there you go.
Yeah. Shedeur Sanders' other brother, Shiloh, everyone forgot about poor Shiloh, has been signed by the Buccaneers as an undrafted free agent. Oh, cool. His daddy, Dion, called Bucs head coach Todd Bowles to personally thank him for signing his son, who is a safety. But this is just what I've been talking about.
Yeah, here we go.
He does things behind the scenes, and this is a good thing.
Yeah,
but he could also use his influence and friends for other things, like get me the head coaching job, stuff like that. Not saying he would do that, but he could.
Yeah. Well, they thought about it. The owners were afraid.
I'm telling you.
There are more and more stories saying the owners should take him off the board. I don't want to mess with him. I just don't want to mess with Deion Sanders.
He's landed in Cleveland. He's doing all the right things. He's saying the right things so far. Fine. Good for him. But he did a party after he got drafted so low, where he's out with Louis Vuitton cases. Some people said almost like $1 million worth of stuff. And
Neon Deion Jr.
I don't know. Hold on. I'm getting a call here. Sorry.
Right,
hold on a second. We'll interrupt the sports here.
Sorry.
It's just,
right.
it just turns out it's one of the Falcons' coach's sons trying to prank me again.
Pranking of the
never mind.
Oh, wow.
By the way, the Toronto Argonauts of the Canadian Football League have added Shedeur Sanders to their negotiation list. How funny would it be?
Hey, oh my God, think about it.
Legendary is what he becomes in the formerly Great White North, and not the NFL.
Fauci, the little kid from Boston, Flutie. Wasn't he?
He went there a while, then he played for Buffalo.
There's been a couple of guys who've done that.
The one you remember,
Herschel Walker was in.
No, he was never in the Canadian.
Yeah, well, he was in the other one
for Trump.
Yeah.
But the Canadian Football League, that was a Warren Moon who then came back.
That's right.
And had a great career in the NFL because he was a black president at the time, but they did not like black quarterbacks. There was a time.
Yeah.
Akeem tweets, if Canada thought terrorists were annoying, wait until they experience the Sanders family. And Derek tweets, when one Shedeur closes, another Shedeur opens.
Oh, goodness.
I like that.
Okay.
The NBA is thinking about changing its All-Star Game format. In other words, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
They're thinking about an international tournament format. Where would they get that idea from? Oh, like the NHL who just did it and everybody loved it? They had the 4 teams tournament and the 4 countries that went at each other, which I believe Canada did win after we beat them in the first game.
Yeah. Playoff and the national anthem deal was going on, all that stuff.
But it got people watching.
Yeah, it did.
I can't wait for the matchup of the United States against the Grand Duchy of Fenwick. To play in that. American golfer Brandt Snedeker and Australia's Jeff Ogilvy have been renamed or named the captains for next year's President's Cup at Medina Country Club outside of Chicago.
Ah, yes.
The U.S. team has dominated the Cup since its inception in what year? Give me a decade.
The 1920s.
1994.
Oh, I was so wrong.
With a 13-1-1 record against the international team, which includes golfers from around the world outside of Europe. Which means players from the Grand Duchy of Fenwick will not be allowed to play.
I'll be damned.
Today in history, April 29th, 1953, Joe Adcock, a very underrated player in history, became the first player in Major League history to hit a home run into the center field bleachers at the Polo Grounds. That was a long way.
Yeah.
The homer travels an estimated 475 feet.
Wow.
And hell, who hit one the other night that was almost that far? Was it Ozzy or somebody hit one?
That's right. I remember. Yeah.
Who the hell hit that one that was into right field here at Truist Park? And it was a long one. It hit the top of part of that restaurant out there. What the hell's the restaurant's name? The Chop House.
Yeah.
And then it bounced back. I forget who it hit, but it was a massive. 2007, Chipper Jones hit into his 13th unassisted triple play. Not his, the 13th. He didn't hit that many triple plays.
That'd be good.
Into the 13th unassisted triple play in history. He lined to Troy Tulowitzki, who caught it, stepped on second base to retire Kelly Johnson, and then tagged out Edgar Renteria.
Yeah.
I believe that was against the Rockies. I mean, Troy played against the Rockies.
Yeah.
Or played for the Rockies.
Unassisted triple
Unassisted.
play.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Get that. That's like Little League stuff.
Yeah.
1902, Orioles infielder John McGraw is hit by a pitch 5 times, but home plate umpire Jack Sheridan refuses to allow him to take first base. McGraw is hit for the last time in the 9th inning, sits down in the batter's box in protest. The AL president, Ben Johnson, suspended him for 5 games. Because he probably said, you're leaning into it or something like that.
You have to make a move to get away, or a natural move to avoid it.
And this just in, this is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic has stepped up and he's going to pay the entire expected cost of restoring a vandalized mural depicting Kobe and Gigi Bryant in downtown L.A. Who would do that in L.A.?
In L.A., that's...
For Kobe and his daughter, who died in the helicopter crash.
Yeah.
Luka has made a $5,000 donation. It's going to cover most of it. Wants to restore it, called Mambas Forever at 14th and Main Streets in Los Angeles. Man, that takes some cojones to do something like that in L.A.
Kobe in L.A.?
If they catch you who does that, I would hate to see that guy in jail.
Yeah.
What would happen to him?
Oh, I don't think that'd be happy.
That wouldn't be good at all. There's sports.
Mercy. Well, we got a little bit left over here for Pete.
Spell it,
Davis, if you don't mind. On this day in 1986, Roger Clemens became the first pitcher to strike out 20 batters in one single game. Red Sox against the Mariners. 20 strikeouts. Clemens, 1986. Also, you'll remember this, in 2015, Freddie Gray, an African-American resident of Baltimore, was arrested by local police, sustained injuries to his neck, and fell into a coma. On April 18th, riots protesting Gray's mistreatment began and continued for weeks. On April 29th, on this day in 2015, there was a baseball game between the Baltimore Orioles and the Chicago White Sox held behind closed doors. No fans were allowed inside to watch the game. The first Major League Baseball game with 0 attendance. 2015. 2018, tennis great Boris Becker sentenced to 2.5 years in prison for illegally transferring a whole bunch of money, hiding assets after he was declared in bankruptcy. So anyway.
He was like 17 when he won Wimbledon.
Yeah, I'm the old redhead German kid.
Yeah, because it was always him and Yvonne Lendl in the finals, I remember, at Wimbledon.
Yeah, that's right. Cool. Coming up on 5:30. Kim Pete
McEnroe played Lendl a lot, too.
Yeah. 106.3. How's it going? Beautiful sunny afternoon on your Tuesday. And little politics coming up. Oh, and live entertainment formerly at one point.
Listen to the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, Neil Bortz, and all your favorite Extra 106.3 personalities whenever you want with the all-new Extra app. It's anytime show replays, all your favorite podcasts, and the latest political news from across Georgia. Download the Extra 106.3 app now for Apple or Android.
I was putting stuff on Facebook again today, including some pictures, which are the things you want to keep safe in your safe from Atlanta Safe House. What? You haven't gotten your safe yet from Atlanta Safe House? I don't know why. Because, they have a showroom in there in Ackworth, Industrial Boulevard. I think it's almost 200 safes right there. And they can, adjust them on the inside for shelving units or nooks and cranny stuff. And by the way, don't forget, all the gun safes, you don't have to pay any sales tax. No sales tax gun safes. All the top brands, so they can put them anywhere they want. By the way, using people you can trust in your home or office, off-duty firefighters, police, military, stuff like that, and pistol safes and gun safes and security safes. They can build you a vault door. They can build you a family storm shelter. Atlanta Safe House. And again, don't be like the Kimmer when I lost my stuff because I went to Florida without my safes. And holy moly, don't believe that could be a nightmare. As well as, thieves are still out there too. Anyway, check it out yourself. Atlanta Safe House. Pretty much everything is either on sale all the time or rebates with all their top brands. Check out Browning, American Security, Fort Knox. They've got them all. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
It's Diamond Month at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, and that means this month, buying diamonds comes with even more diamonds. All through the month of April, when you spend $9.95 or more, you'll receive a pair of gorgeous hand-matched diamond studs absolutely free. At $9.95, you get a quarter-carat pair of studs for free. $24.95, we'll give you half-carat studs. And at $99.95, you're going home with a full-carat pair of studs on us. They're real, natural diamonds, hand-selected for brilliance and the perfect match. Because our studs aren't just any studs, they're D. Geller diamonds. And here's the real magic. Shopping for your wife? Tuck those studs away for your anniversary. Upgrading your ring? Surprise your daughter with her first pair of diamonds. Or if you're shopping for her birthday, now you've got brownie points with the in-laws too. Or hey, keep the studs for yourself. We're not judging. No matter how you spin it, there's no better deal in jewelry than Diamond Month at D. Geller & Son Jewelers. All April long in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
You protect your physical health by choosing your doctors carefully. Protect your financial health by choosing an attorney carefully. An accident can be very costly. You want to receive the compensation you deserve. Call Van Sant Law. My friend David Van Sant will take care of you, trust me, very well. The number is 855-GA-INJURY. The website is vansantlaw.com. In the event of an accident, it could be the most important phone call you make.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 3 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffers from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. We provide testosterone replacement therapy, the P-shot, and treatment for ED, PE, and Peyronie's disease. There's not just one therapy that can solve these complex issues. When you visit our clinic, you're going to see me. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. 404-777-1911. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. 404-777-1911. Online at tbtofga.com.
This is Tom with the Honest Car Guy.
Hey, what's with all this honesty stuff?
We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly.
How honestly?
We guarantee that each vehicle we sell will come with a bill of sale showing what we paid for the vehicle. You'll pay what we pay, plus an honest fee. Guaranteed.
No gimmicks or tricks?
Nope.
Man, this sounds like a new way to buy a car.
Get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1 or visit honestcarguy.com.
At 1885 Grill, escape your busy lifestyle for a meal-length vacation of the senses with a southern coastal flair. At 1885, we pride ourselves in traditional southern cuisine with an eclectic, house-made family recipe menu. Enjoy outdoor breezes, attention to detail, local ingredients, exceptional service, and a beautiful presentation. Check out 1885grill.com or call ahead for preferred seating now in Ackworth or Kennesaw.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
I don't know much about the Jam, but on this day in 1977, the Jam released their first single in the city. Sounds like a British band. Sounds like I can't remember. I'm thinking of it. I can't remember how to say his name. It'll come out of my mouth. Anyway, the English punk rock mod revival formed in Woking, Surrey, fronted by a guy named Paul Weller, achieved 18 top 40 hits, including 4 number ones. The Jam, 1977. Okay, I don't know much about that thing here. Phone calls take priority. Holy cow, a couple ago. Here we go. First up, Ghost Hunter Joel. Welcome aboard, man. How's your Tuesday? What's up?
Oh, nothing much. How y'all gents doing?
Yeah, we're on the right side of the grass, my friend. How's it going with you? Any seen any ghosts lately?
Well, not recently, but I was calling in to. I've been meaning to do this for some time now. Whenever Pete talks about mentalists,
yeah,
and there is one. He's got a French accent, but he's from Israel, and his name is Lior Suchard. Lior, first name, last name Suchard. Look him up on social media. The guy is amazing. I figured out one of his tricks that he did on one of the late night talk shows. But the dude, he'll go on these shows all over the world, and he'll look at the co-hosts and say, okay, think of your childhood crush when you were probably 5, 6, 7 years old.
Wow.
And they'll just look into his eyes, and he'll come up with a name, and it's like,
see, I don't know how they could possibly. I don't get this guy this morning on the Fox News Morning Girl show thing, and he had him. I mean, I saw one event. I don't know how long he was there, but I only saw one thing with Peter Ducey's family, and he knew the name, and he knew. I mean, it was just astounding. I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah, like the one that he did on the late night show, he had everybody in the audience. I think it was a James Corden show. He said, everybody. I want you to think of an object, but here, and he drew out on 4 tablets a Superman logo, a cross, a snow-capped mountain, and like a candy cane. And then it's like, everybody draw anything you want to draw. And like 3/4 of the audience drew a star. Well, if you go back and you look at what he suggested, a Superman logo, it's an S. A cross is a T. Snow-capped mountain is an A. A candy cane is an R. So he was implanting that into their mind.
Oh, man, that's really
I threw
interesting.
a baseball bat when I heard it.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Well, people, and again, I don't know how much of it is a trick and how much of it is, something we don't understand. Oh, did we lose?
I think we accidentally lost him. Sorry
Thanks,
about
Ghost
that,
Energy. No, we thank you. We enjoyed talking to you. Thank you so much. Do we still have Jeff from Canada?
Yes, we do.
Jeff from Canada, the maker of our fine special pork bacon and actual maple syrup too. Anyway, Jeff, nice to talk to you. How's it going? How's your sweet missus up there too, my friend?
Oh, everything's going to hell up here.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
The Liberals won. Are you blaming Donald Trump?
Yeah.
You know what? Probably could have done without the sass.
Yeah.
But what can you do?
Yeah.
But Kimmer, that time you spent in Montreal.
Yes. Yeah.
In your youth. I talked to my mother.
Yeah.
And
she remembers me.
I think I'm your illegitimate son. And,
oh my God!
And I really, really need you to sponsor me and Dad to, move to the United States now.
I knew there was something coming. Oh, mercy. I'm not going to sit around here buying you girls drinks all night. Oh, man. They were drinking Pernod, or however you pronounce it. It's like some licorice drink for like $7 a quarter of a sip or something. Back in 1964, whatever it was. Oh, mercy. Oh, God. Well, now, sure, are people going nuts about the election results? Canada went liberal. And
there's a lot of bad talk going on. Like with Pierre's riding. Did you hear about how long the ballot was?
No.
It had there's this group that will pay people to be on the ballot because it only costs about $500. And there was 120 people on the ballot.
Holy mo! How are you supposed to figure that out? I mean, that's silly.
The ballot was 1.5 meters long.
Holy cow, that's 5 feet.
Basically, almost 5 feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you feel that Canada has cut off their nose to spite their face?
Yeah. I think it's bad. You're probably going to look at what's going to go on in Alberta They're trying to figure out. They need to get 600,000 signatures, and they can do a referendum to separate from Canada.
Because Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver are deciding what the rest of the Canada can do. Do you have a electoral college up there?
No.
See, that's what would happen here if we did have the electoral college.
The popular vote will kill you. And by the way, I thought that was changing after what they did to the trucker strike and the way Pierre Trudeau what happened to him and
Trump running his mouth.
Yeah, I guess
Carney was behind that whole entire thing. Carney wanted the army sent in.
Yeah,
because he was Trudeau's advisor.
This is worse. This guy's worse. They have a non-binary child, he and his crazy wife.
Please.
I mean, this is worse than Trudeau.
Yeah.
He hasn't even lived in Canada for over 10 years.
He just moved back to run.
Oh, man.
And they did it just to get back at Trump.
Yeah. Well.
Exactly. He lives in New York
Democrats.
City. That's where his wife lives.
Yeah. Holy cow.
But it's a minority. So, and Singh's gone, the leader of the NDP, which are a bunch of socialists.
Yep.
And the Bloc Québécois, which is the Independence Party in Quebec, they didn't lose. They only lost one seat. So if push comes to shove, and the NDP and the Bloc, they can overthrow the government and call another election.
Yeah. Oh boy. Here we go.
Why don't we just go and take Alberta?
We should just take
Alberta.
Yeah, we should just take it. Yeah. So you're ours.
Well,
get away.
Give me notice, and then I can move there.
Hey Jeff, thanks for checking in, man, and please do often. We want to hear what's going up in Canada because you are our neighbors, and we appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, Jeff, and hi to your sweet lady too. 543. It was nice when they came down here on the way down to Florida for a fun. It was a cool thing.
Yes, Veronica cooked up our Canadian bacon. It was delicious.
I am actually going to have a real live Canadian cook mine.
Oh my!
He says he knows how to do it. He's going to smoke it.
Oh well, no, that's got to be special. Yeah, God, but that meat was, was big time meat, my friends. 543. Should I do we have let's do before the break a little something here for entertaining our crowd as we do everything.
Well, I don't know if entertaintment's the word, but
narrator ready to go here? Or?
Oh, I am the narrator.
Oh no,
but you have to do the Kimmer's rating, the intro.
You want me to do the intro?
You do the intro, and then I do the narration.
And now. Another breathtaking edition of the Not the Kimbers Rated A Bad Text Theater Playhouse with our pledge to bring a tiny ray of happiness into your otherwise dreary existence. Today's episode, Nurse, tell the invisible man I can't see him now.
The scene, a typical American doctor's office. The doctor walks in holding a chart. He has a serious look on his face.
Well, Mr. Peterson, I have your test results.
Mr. Peterson, pulling his pants up and laughing nervously, responds,
Did I pass?
You will soon.
What?
And scene.
Somebody call my kids. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another stellar edition, Pete Davis, of the Not the Kimbers Rainy Day Bad Text Theater Playhouse, bringing a teeny bit of joy into your otherwise miserable lives. From all of us here with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3, another day, we bid adieu until next time.
Actually went better than I thought live.
Not too shabby at all. 5:45, 5:45, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Braves come back into town on Friday to take on the Dodgers. Yeah. This could be a really good series. Although, I thank God they're not taking on the Padres until they get a few more wins under the belt.
The Padres are now in second place. The Giants and Dodgers are now tied.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
This is going to be great. This is going to be
That's
a really
the best
tough
division in baseball.
By far, apparently. Who'd have thought that a couple of years ago?
Well, the NL East is also great. They've got three
Giants?
Yeah, the Giants are better than they thought.
Yeah. 5:45, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How you doing? Look out. Here we go.
Let's be here to enjoy the Left's meltdown together. Extra 106.3 is dialed into all the latest breaking news and headlines, so you don't have to suffer through the left-wing spin. Get it right from Atlanta's only conservative voice. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Hey, Dad, can I ask you something?
Sure.
How do you know when you're in love?
Well, can't stop thinking about him. Your heart races sometimes. and you just want to be with them every moment of the day.
Dad, I think I'm in love then.
Got a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, yep. I remember my first Subaru, too.
There are so many reasons to love a new Subaru from Subaru of Gwinnett, like standard symmetrical all-wheel drive on most models, top-rated gas mileage, and technology and safety that will give you the warm and fuzzies. Like the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek, with 182 horsepower and up to 120 cubic feet of interior space. Or the 2024 Subaru Outback, built to take you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. Add in their amazing staff and incredible service department, and you'll understand why love is what makes a Subaru a Subaru. But the only way to know it's the one is to come in for a test drive. Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard in Duluth, or start shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
It's that time of year again. Chuck, the owner of Central Heating and Air Conditioning, is bringing back the 5th annual Christmas in July, benefiting Skyland Trail, a nonprofit leading the way in mental health wellness right here in Atlanta. Skyland Trail provides expert, evidence-based treatment to help people facing mental health challenges find a path to recovery. Central Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to support this mission. As one of the few second-generation locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta, Central knows what it means to give back. Here's how you can help. Just sign up for a maintenance agreement with Central Heating and Air Conditioning, and $10 from every new agreement will go directly to Skyland Trail, providing life-changing mental health care for adults and teenagers. Central services all makes and models, and with them, you're never just a number, you're part of the family. Call 770-GET-HEAT or visit centralheat.com to sign up and help Central Heating and Air Conditioning give back. Carrier products, carrier warranty, carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier experts.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Attention Warriors, are you a veteran ready to navigate to success after service? Tune in to the Warrior Alliance Network. Join us as we spotlight inspiring stories, provide essential resources, and connect you with a community dedicated to empowering veterans. From career advice to health and wellness tips, the Warrior Alliance Network is your go-to hub for post-service success. Tune in Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. on Extra 106.3. Join us on the mission, the Warrior Alliance Network, where warriors thrive together. Visit us at thewarrioralliance.org for more information.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. You know, a great smile can make you more successful as well as make you happy. Yes, it's true. And your smile's waiting for you at my dentist, Dr. Dina Giesler, my friend for 30 years and dentist forever. This woman at Atlanta Smiles, atlantasmiles.com, the dentist with a doggy. It's really true, whether it's just regular cleaning or bridges or crowns or are your teeth bothering a little bit, maybe a little ache or something, or your gums it's not going to get better on its own. Take it from me, I found that out the hard way. Taking care of your teeth and gums, and everybody's happy. And by the way, you can relax with Dr. Dina. This is an individual, private VIP experience. The latest technology. She used AI to get my last thing done at my last visit. And don't forget the doggy. She's a little doggy to take a nap in your lap while you're getting your work done. And this staff, these ladies are angels, I promise you. You'll love going there. A veteran herself, Dr. Dina, 10% veterans discount off the top. Tell them when you call. 404-262-7733. Your smile's waiting. Get the doggy at atlantasmiles.com.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. You'll get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month. Here's Veronica and Jackie, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
And now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free when they use promo code SECONDFREE. Just call, click, or bring us your bill and see how much you can save. Because when it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and use code SECONDFREE to get a free second month. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Stones! 551, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 1963, a management deal. The publicist Andrew Oldham and agent Eric Easton signed a deal with the Stones after buying the rights to their first recordings for $100. They persuaded in 1963. They persuade keyboard player Ian Stewart to drop out of the lineup and become the band's road manager and still play piano at the back of the stage.
Because he wasn't good looking.
Yeah, he didn't look like he should be in the band. I mean, I don't know what he.
And imagine that: Charlie Watts, Bill Wyman.
Oh my God!
And he was not.
Yeah, I mean, Mick Jagger's not exactly.
Oh, he was considered a sex symbol.
Well,
back then.
the mouth, the lips, I mean, the girls loved it, but I mean, that's outrageous. Birthday, Daniel Day-Lewis, 68 years old, 6-time Oscar nominee, 3-time Oscar winner. He's been acting for 54 years. He has 30 credits in the movies. In the last 20 years, he's only been in 4.
Who now?
Daniel Day-Lewis, 68.
Yeah, he retired.
He retired.
He's in the last 20 years, he's been in 4 movies, and he's basically 68 years old. Good for him.
Last of the Mohicans is one of my favorite movies.
Well, I mean,
Gangs of New York.
I mean, yeah,
I love that.
Bill the Butcher.
Bill the Butcher, who was right, by the way. I used to have buttons that said Bill the Butcher was right.
Yeah, that was
nativists.
Hell of a story.
Remember that movie? He'd put the steak on for like 2 seconds and then eat it.
I like when he took the knife and he had a glass eye and he just touched his eye.
Yeah, that was a rough movie there, man.
Yeah.
And the way that gangling walk of his, and I mean, just everything about it, that character.
In history that they never teach you. I was an adult before I heard that they had race riots in New York City in the middle of the Civil War. They were hanging black men from the gas post.
It's cool. At the end of the movie, you kind of see how the shape of New York City be made.
Yeah.
Like from that cemetery.
5 points.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a movie, Gangs of New York. 1975, on this day, the American Embassy in Saigon, 1,300 Americans and 5,000 Vietnamese and other nationals evacuated to the U.S. Navy ships. Remember the visions of the helicopters trying to get people off the roof of the embassy in Saigon. It would fall the next day to the North Vietnamese, and the Vietnam War was over. And man, I mean, wow. Throwing their babies up to try to get them on a chopper. Whew. Wow. Let's see. Kimmer Pete Flounder, 404-741-12. That's all the time. Let's do this. Let's play a quick soundbite here. 100 days, Donald Trump celebrating is going on in the Washington White House core. And, of course, the suspected child molester Chuck Schumer and the leaders of the Democrat Party are all saying it's the worst 100 days of any president's ever had, which is nonsense. Here's Speaker Mike Johnson, Flounder, if you will, talking about what really's been going on for 100 days now.
The Mike Johnson?
Mike Johnson.
Right,
Yes.
Mike Johnson, right here.
Use your Johnson.
The Mike with this Johnson.
It's been 100 days of a secure border, safer community, strength on the world stage, historic investments in American manufacturing, a return to common sense, and a more efficient, effective government. Americans have given the President, the House, and the Senate a sweeping mandate for bold change. And together with President Trump and the White House, we are delivering to the American people. America is back. We're just getting started.
That's Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. And Founder, we have another soundbite, which you might find interesting, from former football coach and now United States Senator from Alabama, what's the name? Tuberville.
Tommy
Tuberville.
100 days. What do you think? A+. But what else can he do, Larry? They left it in a total mess. I was up here for 4 years of Joe Biden. They did not do one thing for the American people or for this country. They actually tried to destroy it, and everything went down. Now President Trump has got foreign wars. He's got deportations, the border, the tax cuts. He's trying to save the economy. What a total disaster the Democrats created, and they're on the steps of the Capitol, kumbaya and all this kind of stuff going on, and they make absolutely no sense of what's happened, and they don't have a clue how to fix anything, so they're just trying to create problems.
And now, what did we just say? The Democrats have now come up with a new theory.
Chris Cillizza, the blueberry on CNN they fired. He's either a liar or he's got an agenda or he's just delusional. He is now saying that there wasn't a conscious effort to ignore the coherent decline of Joe Biden. It was maybe an unconscious, they did it. That we just trusted the Biden White House too much.
This is incredible. He's denying any culpability for slanting the press coverage, and instead of saying we just trusted the White House
too much. These are supposedly the
please.
smartest people in the world that cover the White House, and they were taken in by Joe Biden.
Biden never said anything to anybody. He never attacked. He never talked to the media. He was gone forever. No one ever talked to Joe Biden. No one ever got to him. He was kept in the background.
Chris Cillizza, no one with a brain believes any of that crap.
I mean, you've got to be kidding me.
They can't possibly believe that.
Well, this is what
are they that delusional?
These are the same people who are trying to complain about the oligarchy, which a word no American has ever used in a sentence unless it was writing a paper in English class in sophomore year of college.
And they're rallying behind that word like we're going to go, yeah, down with the what was it again?
The same people like Cory Spartacus Booker having a sit-in in Washington in the middle of the day to sit to I mean, I didn't even know what was going on. It was on Sunday. It was over the weekend. Boy, really paid attention to that one.
If you're on YouTube, here's my impression of Senator Warnock at that rally.
Yeah, what time is it there, Senator? He kept looking at it. Unbelievable. Anyway, we got one more Flounders Funny. Wrapping it up for your Tuesday, Flounder. What you got here? A birthday boy, 71-year-old Jerry Seinfeld.
I got married late in life. I was 45. I had some issues.
Me too.
I was enjoying those issues quite a bit, as I recall. When I was single, I had married friends. I would not visit their homes. I found their lives to be pathetic and depressing. Now that I'm married, I have no single friends. I find their lives to be meaningless and trivial experiences. In both cases, I believe I was correct. Whichever side of marriage you're on, you don't get what the other people are doing. I can't hang out with single guys. If you don't have a wife, we have nothing to talk about. You have a girlfriend? That's wiffle ball, my friend. You're playing paintball war. I'm in Afghanistan with real loaded weapons. Married guys play with full clips and live rounds. This is not a drill. Single guy sitting on a merry-go-round blowing on a pinwheel. I'm driving a truck full of nitro down a dirt road. You single guys here tonight looking at me, hey Jerry, what if I want to be a married guy like you? What do I got to have if I want to be a married guy? I'll tell you what you got to have. You better have some answers, buddy. You better have some answers for that woman. Women have a lot of questions. Their brains are strong, active and on high alert at all times. You're sleeping, she's researching.
Jerry Seinfeld, the birthday boy, 71 years old. We're looking at Fox News. There's a bear in Knoxville Zoo having the biggest ball in the world, running in a puddle in the
water hose on
water hose, and they're spraying him with a hose, and he's loving it. Unbelievable. Hey, boys, Kara Pete Flounder, have a great day. Tomorrow's Hump Day. We'll do it all over again. In the meantime, Christine, sing me home, baby. I gotta go. You're killing me. Look out, Herb and a Herb. Stand by.
The Morning Extra. Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.